Afternoon, everyone. How we doing? Thank you, Artemis. Thank you, Dee Dee, for the other day. I did thank you the other day, but I think we ships in the night did it. Hey, No Time. Hey, Bobby Ross. Hey, Lemon. We all ready? Pretty good day of Overwatch, actually. I think we're gonna have an okay day of Overwatch for sure, and we've got a chance. We've got a shot at a great day of Overwatch. Yeah, no, I keep meaning to make some kind of playlist, like a songs to start your stream to, but I've not been listening to that much music as of late. But yeah, it's just kind of what I'm listening to at the moment, so I just pick a selection of songs and kind of send it. But I'm glad people are enjoying it. One day, we'll make a songs to start your stream to playlist, and then everyone can cut out the middleman, me being said middleman. So the plan for today, let me show you this. So we're gonna do fantasy. We're gonna look at the football results, I guess. So the day ahead of us is Gen.G versus Good Guys, which I think is very much, this is a team with boundless confidence in Good Guys versus Gen.G, a team that feel they are in a very fragile situation. So this is actually, I think every game is really important for Gen.G now with how the start they've had, but this is really important. Thank you, No Time. He didn't do it. Brian's a bit unfamiliar with the bois. Wait, hold on. I'm just gonna open my door. I just need like a bit more airflow. I can feel it heating up. I can't believe Brian's never seen bois before. All right, looks like we're live. YouTube is going all right as well. Nice, YouTube. On my second week of fantasy, I missed the first two, then had Gen.G players last week. I'm begging for a Troy Violet banger this week. Yeah, I need to do my fantasy changes, so we'll do that as well. But yeah, Gen.G Good Guys, I think could be like a fun start. OWCS versus Peps. OWCS are probably going to smash them. I said it at the start of the season, but I really like this Peps roster. Hey, Circles. And I think they can sneak fourth place. But I don't think they'd be OWCS, right? OWCS should have the regular season locked up as top seed, and this should just be another one in the bag for them. Twisted Minds versus Pro, this is the headline fixture, right? This is the best fixture of the day. Game of the day for sure. So, yeah, that's the one I think we're all going to be gearing up for, really. Then Sakura versus Nightmare, I think this is actually, you might have seen it if you read the Bloom or Bust article on OWTV. But yeah, this is the game of the week on Overwatch TV. And I agree. I really agree. I think it's sort of that fourth versus fifth game. Hey, Braven. And I think that's the one that's most likely to cause an upset. Then we're going to get Extinction versus GK. Which, you know, kind of falls into a classic North American top half of the table versus bottom half of the table. Don't think it'll be all that exciting. I mean, that's one of the best things about Fantasy Mask is the ability to get invested or over-invested in some of these smaller games, you know, like all of a sudden, I'm sure, like, I'm going to be watching this Good Guys one and I need Crocs to farm. Need Crocs to do well. So it's just simple stake theory, you know, the more stakes, the more engaged you'll be. Oh, thank you, Dragon of Mila.
Hi X. Can you give one more top 3 EMEA tanks for the road? 123 cheers.
100. Brian's having a rough start to the day. 123 cheers. Come on, Brian. Top 3 EMEA tanks, easy, he said without thinking. Ziad, easy. Is it just Ziad, Ice, KSA? Have I forgotten someone? Who've I erased? No, I don't think so. I mean, the TVNT KSA one, I think that's like the sort of 50-50. Vess? Nah, it's not Vess. Ooh, just checked out the website. It's exactly what me and many others needed to follow OWCS and actually see the matches. Much appreciated. Of course, I'm glad. Yeah, that was the idea. I think there was sort of three main aspects. There was the ability to keep up with the games, which I think the match ticker does a pretty good job at. If we have a bit of time, I think maybe I said this last week, but I'm hoping we have a bit of time this week to maybe look, because I think the match ticker does its job right now. It gives you all the information, but I think there's like an evolution to it as well. So we'll maybe have a little bit of a look at that, sort of site improvements. But I need to do my fantasy first, because the deadline is at 6, which is an hour and 50 if you're on a different time zone than me, so an hour and 50 minutes. So I've got to do that first to make sure I get it in time for the deadline. And then maybe we can have a little look at that as well. Yeah, I think that was all the kind of like intro blab. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the match ticker and obviously all the interviews and the articles and all the coverage. I don't know how many people have been keeping up with the interviews so far. This week we had BS Lights and Shotty Flow sort of debut their first interviews for us. I enjoyed them as well. I thought particularly the FD God interview I really liked. The John O'Witch interview I really liked actually. John O'Witch seems really sound. One of the things I've been enjoying a lot about the interviews is when you get to see, because I think the way we've happened to release them, generally the release order is just we release what's ready when it's ready. It's sort of released in the order it's ready rather than some big overarching plan. But I think the way the release schedule has fallen this week, we've had a lot of situations where we get both sides of the coin at the same time. So it's been really interesting to me, watching SSG's interview with the one that I did with Chris Yeffer, and then watching Infected's side of the story, essentially, about that Team Liquid SSG match. It was really interesting seeing Infected and Team Liquid come out of that, sort of thinking, oh, bloody hell. That was ugly. That was like, we were a bit lucky to win that, maybe. We could have played way better, etc., etc. And SSG actually come out of it almost full of confidence, despite the loss, actually, like, yeah, we've got all the tools to actually win North America. We're on the right path here. So it's really, I really enjoy that aspect of it, in all of it as well. I think the Z and Natsuki one I did enjoy as well. It was actually quite like it's not easy. I think Apostle did a good job because it's not easy interviewing two people at the same time. But I think one Z and Natsuki were actually really good for it as well. But yeah, it was really nice to get sort of a look into them, and it seems like they're actually really like they're ready to fuck Nightmare up, Like Sakura are ready for it tonight, so I'm quite excited for that one because Sakura have talked me into it, Sakura have talked me into it. Ray Linney one, that one was probably our most recent release, but that was really nice as well. It's interesting getting a coach's perspective. I think a lot in OWCS we've kind of had a lot of the same coaches. I talked to Chris, I talked to Smash, I talked to Junkbuck. So it was nice getting talked to Wheats quite a lot as well. So it was nice getting a sort of different coach's perspective as well. Yeah, Scissor's still on SSG. That's good because I'm stuck with Z on my roster. Well, this is a perfect transition, isn't it? Because I am about to get rid of some Sakura players. As much as I want them to give a big game, there's better places for me to spend my money. So, here's what I'm thinking. And you have to think long term. I'm thinking this because if you look at the schedules, if I go matches, EMEA, North America, and then we look at this sort of, it's up to, this is our cutoff line for today. If you look at this, obviously the big game or the big team to try and capitalize on is Twisted Minds because they have the double. They have a tough game against Virtus Pro and then a game that should be quite straightforward. So 2 opportunities to score. I think they lose to Virtus Pro, honestly. My prediction for tonight, we can maybe get into that a bit closer to the time, but I think Virtus Pro win. PK1 was good as well. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame because that Nightmare GK fixture ended up being a bit of a nothing burger when it really had the potential to be quite a lot. You think VP win? Yeah, I'm a believer. I'm a believer. Obviously, I talked to Smash. Smashy showed me a couple of the scrims, and now I'm a believer. You know, I'm back. I'm back to believing. You think there's any chance at all we see Yubi? I think there's a chance, but obviously, honestly, the impression I got from both teams, you know, I talked to Virtus Pro. I saw the interview that Shotty did with Psycho. I kind of get the impression it just looks like it's going to be Psycho. I think that's what Virtus Pro are expecting, and that's kind of the impression I got from Psycho as well. You know, you never say never with these series, right? They always have the ability to change it last minute. But I think Twisted Minds have been having a lot of success with Psycho. You know, the only team they've lost to was that like really close game with Alcancia. So I don't think they'll be like rushing into any changes at this point. I think for those who don't know, the way regular season is going to work. Let's see if I take you to the tournament page. There we go here. Basically, from what I understand, it's going to be the top 4 go into the top half of playoffs, 5th and 6th starting the lower bracket. And what's going to happen is first place gets to pick out of 3rd and 4th. So you have to figure whoever out of Twisted Minds and Virtus Pro finished 3rd. Alcacia aren't going to pick those, are they? They're going to pick Team Vision or Peps or whoever it is, right? So Twisted Minds and Virtus Pro are maybe destined to play in that first round of playoffs no matter what. And as such, also end up on that opposite side of the bracket to Alcacia anyway. So with Alcacia beating both of them, it feels like Alcacia should be set for first place, and Alcacia versus 4th is what we're going to see in playoffs, which means if everything goes as planned for Twisted Minds and Virtus Pro, they'll be facing up in playoffs. And in many ways, this game that we're going to see tonight is just, the stakes aren't that high. I think Psycho said it in his interview. I think Smash as well. You know, this game is a big game. You want to win. I think especially if you're Virtus Pro with the way they lost last week. But it's not the be-all and end-all. It basically just gets to decide who gets the first map pick once we get round to playoffs. So not unimportant, but I think probably more important for the mental than it is in terms of their actual table placement. So, all that being said, to bring it back to my fantasy, I'm not that convinced I want to tap into the... I don't want to tap into the TM double. I mean, obviously I kind of do, but I wonder if actually my money is better spent going longer. Let me show you, because let me get the NA tournament up as well, because I find this layout a little bit easier to see the upcoming games. And let's go North America here, show all matches. So, NIS double, GK versus Team Liquid, GK versus Ducks. I think that's a better looking double than the Twisted Minds double. Not by a huge margin, but by a little. Not a lot, just a little. So I'm thinking, do I gear into that one? Potentially. And do I take UV this week? UV's going to play Extinction. There's probably some good points for him there. They should win that one quite comfortably. And UV he farms for points when he plays, right? So that feels like guaranteed points. The question is, do I think he'll score more points than Simple? Maybe. But also, if I have UV, it means I can keep him for next week, no problem. Or maybe I can. Should I start moving some stuff? Because I'm trying to think of all 3 weeks in together. So let's say here's my original plan. So replace the 2 Sakura players, and then I want to go Ultraviolet. And then I want to go... I was actually going to go Rocket. So then this uses up all of my budget. It uses up all of my transfers. Hold on, let me just respond to this OWTV message. Yeah, Psycho's experience on Sim. Like, as much as UB is obviously quite literally one of the best Sims in the world, Psycho is more, what was I going to say? Sorry. Brain. So I'm trying to read. I'm trying to have two conversations at once. Sorry. Give me a second and then you'll have my full attention. I just need to... yeah, no, I think Psycho's really good at Sim. We just never see him really, just because you'd be so good at it. But in a sort of meta where Sim is a useful option to have, but Tracer is also really good, makes a lot of sense to play Psycho. Yeah, he played Sim before joining. How much more points for playoffs? I think we did 4 last time. Yeah, we did 4 last time, so it'll be the same, and you get an extra transfer for that first week as well. Morning, Panda. I thought they were only for week 1. To be honest, Westy, whatever the graphic says, the graphic knows more than me. Wait, I think it's still here. I think the only bit of it that's wrong is the points penalty. Oh no, week 1 and week 2. Yeah, no, I stand corrected. Week 1 and week 2. For playoffs, this is fixed. Yeah, you're right, Westy. How much do I cost? I think I want to say 18, 19 dip. 18. Fair price? What do you think, Dip? Undervalued? Is perfect? Okay, good. Underdog? That's good. You want to be, if you are too expensive, nobody buys you, you know? But if you are good price, then people will get you. If you have good game. Hold on, sorry. I'm trying to think of a funny tweet. Did I get raptured? No. I'm thinking. What you're watching? I'm not the funny tweet. Oh. No, actually, I think, to be fair, I think the socials have already said it. Oh, hey, Smithsonian. Yeah, it's been a while, actually, I feel like, since I've seen you. But yeah, I'm glad you're still catching them on YouTube and stuff. Ah, appreciate it. Debate your final pick, simple or funny Astro? Oh. Who you got for TMVP? Virtus Pro. Are there ever going to be OWTV translated images like with any of the Koreans or Saudis? Yeah. Especially towards the major, we're going to try and do more of that. In terms of, especially with the Korean teams, maybe with the Chinese teams as well. For the Arabic speakers amongst the EMEA teams, yes, if we can, but we already have a person for Korea and China who can like offer us translations. I think I know a guy who can do some of the Arabic translations, so it might be on the cards. But we'll probably sort of, it takes obviously, there's just more people to schedule and times to set up, so it's a little bit trickier. So it'll probably be mainly around the bigger events like the major. We'll do stuff like that, or before the season starts, sort of when we go into next year, that type of one. Can you talk to Craig to get Korea scoreboards for fantasy? Step ahead of you, goofy jokester. I've sent it out, you know. I'm related to Overwatch. What are your thoughts on the Manny's performance? I only sort of half watched the game, like had it on. I've got a monitor up here, like the top monitor, when I was doing some other bits. So I don't have, I think, a good tactical take, I guess. I think there's a level of cope for, you know, miss a penalty, concede shit goals, but also, I don't know, miss a penalty, concede shit goals. Sounds like you're losing football games if that happens, right? So, yeah, I don't know. It's fucking cooked, really, isn't it? Really fucking cooked. I don't know what the answer is. Aren't most Saudi players speak relatively decent English? Yeah, they do. There's a few. I think like Ziad isn't. There's a lot of players. There's people like KSA and Quartz who are happy to do interviews, just not always happy to be on camera. So they're really. No way, Spilo. No. Wait, sorry. I've been completely sidetracked. By reading Spilo's comment. No way you watch the Man United Grimsby highlights, Spilo. Oh my god. No way. One of the lowest moments in Man United's history. The energy was insane. I mean, it was a fucking. It's like one of the biggest results in the club's history, right? For Grimsby, not so much for Man United, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can't beat it. I think the inverse of what I remember. I went to watch the NFL Spilo when it came to London, and it was the Dolphins against what were they called? Fuck. Why doesn't my memory work? Was it the Panthers? I feel like it wasn't the Panthers. Just show me all the teams. I remember it when I see it. It was the Jags, sorry. Similar colours. So it was Jags versus Dolphins, and the Jags hadn't won in like 12 fucking games or something, right? Hadn't won in 12 games, and then it's a super tight fucking game when the final whistle goes at the end. And even though they're in London, like, obviously all the crowd is just fucking behind them because, like, it's fun to see the team that hasn't won in 12. Obviously, you know, NFL teams, it's a huge fucking bench, you know? So the whole fucking thing erupts. So that was a mega moment. I did, however, feel a little bit bad for the Jaguar fans, because imagine going to see your team every week, watching them lose every week, then they piss off to London for one game, and that's when they finally win. But I imagine at that point, you're just happy the team won, right? Hey, San, thank you. You know, just happy the team finally got a win. It doesn't matter what country it happens in, doesn't matter where, if you know, as long as we get the win. That's kind of what it's like being a Man United fan at the moment. Don't care if it's against 10 men, don't care if it's this, just get the win. Sorry, what I was saying before about the Arabic players and their sort of level of English. I think there's certain players like KSA Quartz who have very good English, but don't always like being on camera as much. And then there's a few players like Yubi, Ziad, I think both fall into this category, where they have sort of conversational English, but they don't feel confident enough in their English in like an interview setting. And I think that's the same with a lot of the Koreans as well, where they can speak English, but they're not as comfortable to do it in an interview. So it's always impressive because it takes a little bit, a little bit of courage to do that. So that's why, like, when Fixer did the interview with me, by himself, no assist from Smashy or anything, that was really impressive. If anyone did see that Fixer interview, I think you'll agree his level of English is actually really good. He's even funny. He's making jokes. He's saying like PTSD, everything like that. So it's like, being funny in another language, that's hard. Do you think Rhino or Painkiller will play? My expectation is PK will actually play most of it. Do you like attending many Prem games? I watch a lot of football, but I don't attend a lot of live football, which is kind of criminal in many ways. I live just down the road from the City Ground, the Nottingham Forest Stadium. I have tried to get season tickets before, especially once they made it into the Premier League. I've lived in Nottingham about, I don't know, over a decade now. So I tried to get a season ticket, I think in their second season in the Premiership. But it's fucking impossible to get a season ticket for Nottingham Forest. So I've been to see a couple of games there. I went to see him go beat Man United, which was obviously a mixed feelings thing. Yes, Chrissy, TM versus VP today. Yeah, you're right, Ice. I mean, his English is really good. Are you winning today, Ice? Second game? Third game, Chrissy. Third game. So I don't know if it'll maybe clash a little bit. Maybe it's still before your scrims. Yes, I did triple captain Haaland as well. Did he score? I'm checking. If you don't want to see the football scores, look away now. Man City, 3 goals. I know the first goal was an own goal, but the other goals were both scored by Haaland, right? Oh, for fuck's sake. How is it 2 own goals? He got an assist. Yeah, but how is Esteve scored, or I don't know if I'm saying that right, but how on earth has he scored 2 own goals? Fuck. Do you know if Haaland got the assist for any of these own goals? Ooh. I accidentally captained Semenyo instead of Haaland. Semenyo scored already, right? I'm surprised Bournemouth are bloody losing. What the fuck? Sean Longstaff going off? Liverpool are losing as well, but, they'll score in no time. Don't worry. Liverpool aren't going to lose, guys. Their plot armor's too thick. Liverpool aren't losing. Doku and Foden assist for the own goals? Okay. Chelsea down to 10 men again? Fucking class. Chalobah, professional foul last man? Fucking hell. They are going to be clinging on to that one now versus Brighton. Yeah, everyone knows Liverpool, they're normally only good in the first half and the stoppage time in the second half. All right, so hopefully Burnley have a bit of a mental collapse here and score maybe 3 goals to Haaland I could get behind. Mateus Nunes has scored as well. I didn't do my draft changes, so I think Mateus Nunes might actually be on my bench on my draft team, but my draft's so cooked, it's fine. All right. Should I lock back in? Because I feel like I didn't make a lot of progress with my fantasy. So I could do this, Rocket and UV, and then this is week 4. All right, I'll hold up the fingers. And then my plan then is week 5. I prime myself. I get Kevster primed. I prime Kevster. I keep UV. And I could technically move Rocket to somebody else. Like a 22 cost DPS. This is week 5 now. I should put my... The point of putting my hand up was to mark what week it was. Wait, I'll just use a pen like a human being. Fuck me. You holding Crocs till the end? Maybe. Maybe. So yeah, I could go DPS 22. Psycho, lethal. Wait, what if let me take a different approach. What if I go super TM heavy? I know I think TM are gonna lose, but I think Tracer and maybe Astro. How much is Astro now? Let me redo it. Let's kill these guys. Let's go Psycho. And I can afford Astro as well. Wait, hold on. Wait, I've done this the wrong way around, haven't I? Hold on. And then I need to put that back on. Where has he gone? Oh, it's because I've got the score limiter on. Back on sugar free. Alright, so that puts me at exactly budget. Fucking love this Astro photo. And then week 5, I want to go Kevster UV. Is that possible? Hold on. Then I go Kevster. I go Ultraviolet for the double. So that's possible, right? That's possible. Thoughts on Croc sugar-free Ramon Simple UV? Yeah, I think for this week, Jebsy, depending on your transfers, I feel like if you can get I think you can get a little bit more. These are the transfers you were planning? Hold on, yeah. Let me write this down so I don't forget. So it's Daniel and Psycho. And then if Psycho doesn't start, I will be having a mental breakdown, just so we're all aware, right? Psycho in week 5 has Gen.G, so I'm very happy and confident that Psycho will score well in that game. I'll have Kevster and Crocs. This is the ugly one, right? For Crocs, because he's just going to play Alcatia. Yeah, that's the ugly one. Astro always scores more? Yeah, and that's my thinking paycheck as well. That's the reason for Astro over Simple, because obviously I could have gone either way. Then for the final week, Twisted Minds play Quick. It's not an awful one to have. VP are obviously great to have. They have Peps and Vision, a very winnable double. Team Liquid also have a winnable double. If I can get more... Where am I going? If I can get more Liquid or VP players, so I could just do something like this, right? If I just go... Let me get Big Tree. If I get Tree, and then I need to get a cheaper support, but then I could just go... I just go Fixer or something, right? Then this is week 6. And that kind of looks... Fuck me, does that not look good for week 6? Fuck. Like, maybe the good guys... Who do good guys play? Good guys play Peps. I don't think they win, but there's maybe a chance of some points. But what a week 6 that could be, right? What a week 6 that could be. But it does involve keeping it just... I'm like tapped into Crocs the whole way, you know? I'm moving Crocs Zomba to KSA Psycho if TV and TUB play. I'm blowing up my house. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, that's reasonable. Thanks for the boost, Madden. Yeah, I mean, it would be nice if I could get... Let me reset everything. Let me reset. I guess the only other way to do it... If there's a way to get rid of Crocs in week 5... But how would I do that? What if I did Ultra... I mean, the problem is I think Ultraviolet will be too expensive. I mean, I could go back to Choi or something. That doesn't feel great. Hmm. Yeah, who would I want on week 5? Wait, let me... A Vest and Ice for same price. Yeah. So is there a way to set myself up for a different type of double? So like I put in one of Vest or Ice. This is weak. Let me write down the 5 again. Fuck. There's just no money there, isn't there, if I want UV? It doesn't feel like it works, does it? Who do Peps have in week 5? Vision? Kind of winnable, right? We're not unwinnable. Sakura have Team Z? Wait, how much is Ryan? Is there a rogue Ryan pivot in here? What am I doing week 6 then? Yeah, well that's... Does that actually make my week 6 look worse? Because then for week 6, I could, in theory, get rid of these two. The optimal would probably be to get Tree, right? We crank the price. And then who's the other support? An 18 support? Who does Sakura... Who do Peps have? Oh, Peps have like a weird double. Do I fucking go FD? Wait. Is there an FD pivot here? Wait. Tell me this team doesn't have aura. Wait, I didn't write any of that down. Fuck. Does anyone remember what I did? I think I'd end it if I queued into a Vega FD backline in my placement game. You'd be safe and sound in that game, don't you worry. Yeah, Extinction could be quite reasonable as well, like Team Z and Nightmare. Like, there's maybe even like a Hitori argument or a King argument here, possibly. But obviously my points were free. All right, let's do it again. Let's write it down this time as well. Okay, let's see if I can go... Maybe it is just... Psycho, Fastro. I guess the problem is I either end up sticking those... I just don't have enough transfers to do what I want this way, maybe. I think you overcomplicate fantasy so much. Well, give me the simple solution then, Fix. Because what I'm doing right now, we're in the scenario running phase, you know? I'm in the scenario running phase, and then I can pick which one feels best out of all of it. Pick simple. Thank. Can I reset? So basically my team is, it's just Zomba and Z instead of these two TM players. Thoughts on Hawkwoman, Checkmate, Philly, Violet? Oh, looks pretty good, actually. I think Violet will farm these next couple of games. For any single games, but I think... if I use one transfer this week, I get free next week. No, sorry, you don't, Sammy. They don't roll. It's a use it or lose it. All of this for the King of Japan to win it? Shit. So then, the problem is, on week 5... Who did TM play on week 5? Gen.G. It's not the end of a word if I keep the Gen.G players. Yeah, an hour 15, Fap, easy clap. But I then actually can't... Then who's the 18 DPS for this week, right? Or for that week, you know? And I also kind of want to go to UV. So maybe... I also kind of want to go to... Yeah, no, I feel like it doesn't set me up. I need to do a different week 4 if I want this. Because I think my idea would be like Vest/Ice/whoever looks like they might play more. Kevster. Do I need to go... Do I need to miss out on Funny Astro? Alright, let me reset it. Let me do it one more time. So... Even over the double, San? So let me do this a different way. Let me go straight into Ultraviolet. And then I'm set for double. I then have 21. What if I do Rocket? Is Rocket the best 21 cost? Sakura played Team Z in week 5. God, is there an X10 one? It's so dodgy whether X10 will be played or not by them, though. It's so dodgy. I don't know if you saw in the interviews, you heard all the shenanigans going on between Extinction and Sakura, so it's like, who do I fucking trust, you know? And it's actually week 4 I should be looking at, sorry for this. What shenanigans? I'm just lying about who would be available between X10 and PDK. So I don't think Extinction didn't feel... They're a little bit surprised to see X10 in the roster by the end of it. The Lawless pivot? Yeah, it's really tempting to get a Lawless pivot on the go, right? Right? Surely Ryan will be good for it. But they could also... It could be a double where he loses. Yeah, the Extinction... The Extinction and Sakura interviews are a good example of, like, getting to hear both sides of the coin in terms of what's going on. Yeah, so... Vision are going to play quick. That maybe feels like 3 points. Rocket are going to play Sakura. That's a harder point. Maybe there's a weird... Do I go back to fucking Choi? Who are Extinction playing? GK, right? Yeah, no, fuck that. If anyone, it's Choi, right? Okay, then, okay, let me write this down. Writing it down. Rock, sugar free. Because then I need to keep Choi for week 5, potentially, as well. Sugar free, Choi, Vega, Ultra, Violet. And then the problem is, this means I miss out on the TM double completely, right? Like, I get nothing out of the TMW double. Thank you, Doctor. But then, does that mean in week 5, I can do what I want with Kev. I can't then do it either, can I? Fuck. Maybe like maybe the Crocs version just works better. Unless I was gonna say unless, but it doesn't feel like there's a better. I don't feel like there's a better solution. Right, let me just. I'm going back into creative mode. Right now, we're just. All ideas are good ideas. Okay. You think keeping Crocs is the best move? Yeah, and that's what. I mean, this is why I sort of try the other theories just to see how it feels. So then I miss out on the TMW, but then I'm primed for week 3 a little bit more, and then I can maybe preload Kevster. I have an extra point if I want. How much is Big Will? 23? Fuck, he's just out of reach, isn't he? Just out of reach. Could go lethal. I could go lethal actually for the double here, right? Does that help me? I go lethal for the double. So then this is week 5. Let me write this down. Crocs, Kevster, lethal, Vega, Ultra, Violet. And then week 6, I can probably still do something similar, right? Where I sort of keep Crocs again. And I go Kevster. Can I go Tree, Fixer? Yeah, I could, right? And then I can still end up in base. I can end up in the same place, basically. Holland goal? Yes. Oh my god, we're so back. We're so back. Holland goal, Dooku assist. Dooku? Doku. Fuck. Bournemouth a level as well. Wait, Chelsea are losing? No way. Oh my god. Fuck, what day it's been? What day it's been here on the 3 o'clock kickoffs? Look at that. No way Crystal Palace are going to be the only team to keep a clean sheet here as well. Should have conceded a penalty as well. All right, okay. I'm going for a third option, guys. We have time. So what I'm thinking is I'm trying to build a version that involves involves losing Crocs at week 5. And I think what it would involve is keeping the TM players during their week 5 game, which feels really fine. It'd also be nice to have no, of course, no way Liverpool have scored. Of course they have. Who got it? Haaland has just scored again. Oh, it's all coming up for the triple. Do you remember earlier when I said, would be really nice if Burnley collapsed mentally and let Haaland score another couple of goals? Thanks, Burnley. Thank you, Burnley. Chrissy talked me into the triple captain this morning. Chrissy is actually hard carrying my fantasy. What a guy. What a guy. Yeah, that's a Semenyo captain not looking as good now, huh? Alright, so then I do this, and then what if I do... Whoa, thank you, Boundless Bread.
ANJ.
ANJ. And Ange to you too. There's just no good way. There's just no good way to get rid of Crocs now. I'm in a Crocs pit. There's no way out of a Crocs pit. Wait, is Max... Let's get a second opinion on this.
Prepare for battle.
Max, are you in the Crocs pit for the rest of the regular season? I think so, Xavier. I think I have to spend my trade. No latex Mercy? They've banned Mercy. Game over. I watched Charlie says, sell me this Prime sub. Alright, Charlie, picture this. You step into his stream.
Oh, he's shitting.
You're enjoying the stream.
He's shitting. You know what they say? There's no atheists in the Crocs hole. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can do it, but it just involves a lot of transfers, right? And maybe a big Ryan Gambit in the middle here. Whereas I feel like the other one, it gets me UV for their double, it gets me 2 Twisted Minds players for their double, and then it gets me 4 doubles on the final day, you know? Or on the final day of regular season. I mean, sometimes you can just see the future, Westy, you know? Sometimes you can just see the future. Because the thing is, let's say... Because I could do this, in theory, right? But the problem is, that's just too many transfers. Thank you, Minty Leaves.
Backbone plays sim, I'll quit my job.
Minty Leaves, thank you for the 6 months, firstly. Secondly, this is the sort of gamble which just makes it sound like do you just want to quit your job? Because if you just want to quit your job, you can just quit your job. Why wouldn't he play sim? No way, I love it. Why don't you want him to play sim? You think Fix is a really good pull for fantasy? Do I keep Zomba or take the -25 for Troy? Fuck, that's a horrible decision, Iconics. If Kev's a place tracer, I'll quit my job. Shit. Yeah, Backbones. Yeah, I feel like I'd be shocked if we see Gen.G off Sim. Chelsea have conceded again. Fuck me, is some kind of goal rush going on? Wait, by any chance are you listening to me now, Toby? Let's see if Toby's online. I think he might not be though. I maybe need to try and get an article up, but nobody is responding to me. Oh, my wife's going out for hibachi tonight. Her first time ever. She's going to love it. It's nice. Sorry, there's like... there's a million things going on. You have Hawk, Psycho, Zomba, Simple, Sky. Ah, that feels rough, Iconics. I feel like Zomba and Sky need to not be on there. Just about an hour, Gurk. Hence why I'm in the pits now, trying to solve it. About an hour, fuffle nuffle as well to the actual game start as well. Do I just suck it up, and I'm in the Crocs pit? Like, let me show you my notepad. Hold on, where's my monitor on? Right, I'm just let me make it a bit bigger for you. And then we put it so we can actually see it. Is this top one just better? Like, unequivocally better? Unter was the one with spreadsheet autism this time. Welbeck is going beast mode. What do you mean Welbeck is going beast mode? It actually fucking is. God damn. How long in the Liverpool game? 1 minute to steal a winner? Nah, they wouldn't do it again, would they? They wouldn't do it again, would they? Chelsea result locked in. Just watch it. Just watch it. But yeah, sorry. I'll bring this up as well. We can look at both things. What's the benefit of the bottom options? Almost nothing, right? I hit the GK double a little bit harder, but I don't hit the TM double. Like in the top one, I hit doubles in week 4, doubles in week 5, doubles in week 6. The middle one, I missed the week 4 double. Like I feel like the only reason to avoid the week 4 doubles would be if it could involve me maybe changing like Crocs to Vess or to whichever VP tank. Yeah, well, I think the GK double, I mean, the GK and TM double, I think they're fairly even. Like, one tough game, one easy game. Yeah, so I think that's what I'm trying to figure out now, Alpha. I'm trying to figure out if there's a way out of the Crocs hole. But I think the answer's no. Yeah, Frothy Philly 7 has been maybe like price increases almost every week. Many such cases. All right, let me try one more time to get out of a Crocs hole. Because this is a realistic week 5 roster. It's just how many. I don't hate this roster either. It's just how on earth do I actually get here? right? I'd have to like... I'd have to get Ryan this week. Right? Okay, let me... Who does Ryan play this week? He plays Team Liquid? Oh, piss off. Oh, fuck. That's really hard to justify, right? Wait, Palace scored? No way. Nketiah with a 97th minute winner in the 6 minutes of added time. Palace have a Liverpool now. Crystal Palace are so fucking good. No? How do they always do it? I think Zeb's 19, Alpha. Explain in Overwatch terms? What's the equivalent here? Like, Crystal Palace are mid-table. Liverpool are, like, favourites for the title. So it's like... I don't know. Way beating Crazy Raccoon or something? London being at Pep's Alcad? Yeah, I could take a Pep's Alcad. That seems like a good comparison. All right, so what was I thinking? Sorry, I need... Not me. Let me just refresh it. Oh, okay, it's... get me back in. Get me back in. Get me back in the game. There we go. Need a new brain? Even a smooth one? Okay. VAR might take it. Alright, so UV... But then I keep... Maybe I go... Fuck, is anyone on Twisted Minds cheap? Gold Sansi was way on side? Banger result then. God. Maybe I'm... Alright. I'm gonna write it down, but I'm unhappy with it even as I write it. Okay. But then what this allows me to do in week 5 is this is where I get double VP. Oh, it doesn't... Fuck, it doesn't work. I mean, maybe I can, like, luck a price change. Like, there's a decent chance Crocs goes up, right? Like, if Crocs goes up by 1, this works. Chrissy, mate, you missed it. People were telling me Haaland had scored. I made the joke earlier, you know, that Burnley, it would be nice if Burnley had a mental collapse and let Haaland score a bunch. So, yeah, I thanked you earlier, Chrissy, but now you're here. Thank you, Chris. You have saved my fantasy. I've said it twice now, and I'll say it again. Absolute gem. I did forget to do all of my transfers in draft. But, you know, the draft is fucked. The draft is fucked. We'll just play the main game. So this can work, but I need Crocs to go up, right? And then I can go this, Kev, Troy, Vega, Evie. Oh, I put in the wrong one. Need Crocs +1. So that becomes an inherent gamble. Right? That becomes an inherent gamble. But then I could just go something like this. I could get Tree. And this could be a Tree FD God situation, right? Tree FDG. And then yeah, 1 budget in the bank, and this is my final week. Yeah, for all the vest picks, and this can be like, I can put it in the thing so it's clearer, but it's basically vest is the VP tank, whoever I think is going to play more. Visignola, yeah. Do I have a limiter filter? Let me have a look. How do I do this? Mic, filters. Yeah, I've got a limiter, an EQ, compression, and a noise gate. What do I need to do, Alpha? Try limiter off. If I hide it, does it... Oh, wait. Do I need to delete it, or if I just hide it, does that count as off? Hide counts as off? All right. Okay, it's off now, so let me know if that's better. All right, so this is basically... So this is option A, the crotch hole. Option B, different crocs hole. Option C, ladder out of hole. You got about 50 minutes. All right, 50 minutes. Wait, Chrissy, are you still here? Maybe you might have left for tennis already. Oh wait, just check the group chat quickly. Sorry, Charlie, what were you saying? Oh. Just saw that, cryptographer. Do I get eggs for FT? Yeah, they both feel like not great choices. I think eggs has for double if you mean for this week, so eggs is probably better. Would Peps have does Peps have Alcid C, alright, just for one game? Yeah, you definitely have one Peps this week. Yeah, I feel like on this one as well. It's option A just for best. I feel like option B is... I don't know if I can strike through on this. Maybe not. Maybe not just on Notepad. I feel like... Yeah, I feel like there's no way it's option B. I know, I think it's just doubles, right? Option A just has all the best doubles, just do that. I think that's the simplest choice. Let me put it up here. Yeah, I think just focus for doubles, right? I feel like the doubles is the most consistent way to... Doubles is the most consistent way to, like, get the points, right? So, even if it means sort of having to tank Crocs on these bad games. I think Lethal will score more than Psycho. What, this week? Nah, no way. What do you mean for week 5? Like, week 5, obviously, like, Lethal will score more, but I've already used the 2 transfers. You reckon Crocs is good for it? Yeah, I mean, I guess what essentially I'm like, what you're kind of hoping with Crocs is he doesn't do damage, right? He just scores like a few points and then you're carried by the doubles. This becomes very much a question of is it better to have... Is it better to have 5 players all consistently scoring, or is it better to have, 4 high scorers at the expense of one person who's not going to score you that many points? But yeah, I don't know. It's not hard to double pill myself, so I think we just go this, and then if we do plan A basically. Oh wait, I was meant to be. Oh fuck! I nearly got the wrong support. Wait. Oh wait, it feels like it's bugging out. I know he's... I'm just going to refresh it. Let's do it again. I wanted to get Astro instead. I think Astro has been the more consistent point scorer over time, so we'll lean into that. Astro. And Psycho. Cool. Yeah, I think I'm going to lock it. What if Crocs just carries and wins for his team? Then we're happy with that. Alright, submit. Yeah, submit. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, we're done. We're done. That's an early week for you. I know. I'm normally having to do a fucking buzzer beater of fantasy changes. So the fact that we're well in on this one. All right. So let me go grab a drink, maybe a snack. And then I've just got to proofread an article quickly, which I can't show you yet because I'm not sure if we're allowed to post it yet. But not a glass of wine. But what I'll do is I'll queue up one of the OWTV interviews while I get a drink and while I read over that. I don't know if anyone has a preference. I'll show you. Let me show you the slate. Can we talk about why Chris's videos are always the highest viewed? You're just the most popular, Chrissy. And yours is also, like, there's a couple of other, like, I think Wheats was maybe half an hour. Wheats dropped a 29-minute. Natsuki and Z a 30-minute. A couple of 22 minutes. Chrissy's is the longest by far and the most viewed as well. When you've got it, you've got it, you know? Oh wait, I'm told tweet I wanted live as well. A man of the people. And there we go. I'm so glad they made this. Top work from the social team. The Landon interview was good as well. As a member of the Spitfire coaching staff as well, if Landon loses a fight to bad communication, he feels the right way about it. All right, hold on. Let me just... Okay. Let me pick an interview then. You guys said the Smash one. Yeah, I kind of don't want to do the Smash one because it's like listening to me. I'm trying to think. Maybe the Wheats one? Anyone got a Wheats in them? Alright. I'll hit you with a Wheats and I'll grab a drink and sort this out.
Hey folks, welcome back to another OWTV interview. My name is Apostle, and joining me today, we have one of the most successful coaches to ever come out of the North American region. It's Wheats from GK Esports. Wheats, how are you doing today?
Hold on.
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing well, thanks. So if you don't mind, for anyone who's maybe not familiar with North America, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you've gotten here?
I'll fix it.
So I started coaching at like the end of 2018 with Second Wind, and so we were a contenders team in North America, and I was on Second Wind for like 2 years, pretty much until around like spring 2020, and then we got pulled up to Vancouver Titans. So I coached Vancouver from March to the end of that season 3 of Overwatch League. And then coming out of that, I didn't get re-signed, so I joined with all my ex-Second Wing guys on American Tornado, and then went on a pretty strong run on American Tornado, and then I took a bunch of the American Tornado guys with me to go to Redbird Esports and kind of start that up, and I was on Redbird Esports for about a year and a half. With a few different rosters, because a lot of guys kept getting poached to Overwatch League, and then from there I got to reunite with my guys in Toronto. I was on Toronto for about half the season, and then I floated around a bit towards the end of 2023. That's when I formed with all my guys again back on Winthrop, and man, this story gets longer every time. I realize how long it is now because I haven't done this in a while. And so from Winthrop, I joined. I was on M80 for one entire day, and then from there I was on Students of the Game, and we became NRG Shock. And then we I think we did pretty well in NRG Shock. And then coming into this year, we found ourselves. And I say we because it's like I'm always with Ultraviolet, but like, we couldn't find a team, so we ended up with a bunch of the ISU guys building that roster and into Nightmare, and then eventually becoming GK, and that's where I am now.
Gotcha. So like you just said, you've basically had a hand in every stage of Overwatch Esports, from Contenders, Overwatch League, now OWCS seasons 1 and 2 here. And so far this year, you have had an amazing year. You've topped the region both times, and so far in Stage 3, you guys have had a perfect start here. So can you tell me a bit about what the preparation was like coming into Stage 3? Did you guys have like a long break after EWC, or were you grinding that whole time?
Yeah, after EWC, we didn't really get the result we were looking for. I think we had like a decently strong showing, but we were still not where we wanted to be results-wise. So, but coming into it into Stage 3, it's like, okay, we've kind of gotten a lot of the basics down. So I don't think the preparation is as intense as it was in the first 2 stages. It's kind of more like, this is the regular season. Like, let's just let's get it done. So after EWC, we took off from the end of EWC till about 2 weeks before stage 3 started, because all of us had to move back to school, and because we're all university students, so we were all pretty busy with like the end of summer stuff, like all the kind of stuff you have to do. After EWC, all of our guys went on like world trips. Like Lethal was in Dubai, Avril was in Italy, Will and Kuffa went to Australia. So we were all around the world for a while. So there's no way we could have scrimmed during those 2 weeks.
And for you yourself, did you travel anywhere, or were you kind of just waiting to
no.
see what the patch notes would look like?
Yeah, I was pretty excited to get home after 2 weeks in South Korea and then a week in Saudi. I was just like, I want to go home and be with my family and my dog. Like I've been on the road long enough. A lot of the people from EWC went on trips right after, but I just wanted.
You
to be
needed the
home.
time to rest.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So, like you've mentioned, you've been with this same core for quite a while, but Ultraviolet in particular, you've worked with through most of your career, I think, at this point. So has like the way you've coached the team, like the GK squad in particular, but also just kind of your coaching style overall, can you tell us a bit about how that's changed over time and how you've kind of grown as a coach?
Yeah, I think at the start, I was trying to be more of like a X's and O's like type coach, like a real strategic guy, but I don't think that's really my strength. I mean, obviously I know basic stuff, or basics at like the level I'm at, but I wouldn't say that's my strength. Nowadays, I would definitely say I'm more of like the coach who's doing a lot of stuff out of game, like talking to players, a lot of dealing with like any situations that pop up. On Geek, I'm the manager and the coach now, so I have to deal with like a lot of org stuff and a lot of content stuff, which is kind of crazy now. And
That's how they got you into this interview.
yeah, and so I would say over time my role has just grown and grown to like doing more and more stuff, like where it's like I'm not just coaching anymore. Like I'm the one negotiating with all the orgs after we lost Nightmare. Like I'm the one booking scrims. I'm the one like talking to the org about content and like setting up boot camps and stuff. So I think at this point, like I'm really glad that I have Gultek with me, because he can do like a lot of the in-game, like he can heavy carry the in-game coaching, and I can chip in where I can, but it doesn't really have to be my primary focus on this team.
Gotcha. So you mentioned that you work alongside Gultek, and if you can tell me a little bit more about that. Obviously, you're a homegrown coach, right? You've been in North America for a long time, but one thing we've heard a lot is that Korean coaches, they have a very different style of coaching. Like we see with like Smash on Virtus Pro, they always talk about how he brings that Korean style of coaching. So is that something that you've experienced with Gultek at all?
Yeah, I think when he came here, his like whole thing was like, like we can easily win North America, and like we can compete with the top if we start like playing our Korean style Overwatch. So when he first came, we had to like relearn like a lot of it, and even me, like I had to learn a lot of different ways to think about the game, because I think in North America it's kind of like an echo chamber of like all the coaches like how they think, and then like the players how they think, and like so bringing in someone from the outside to just be like, no, let's do like everything completely different. Like I think that's led to a lot of our successes, Geek and Nightmare too, especially. I think it was a lot more surprising when we were Nightmare, because it was like a big style change compared to a lot of the other teams. But then I think more and more teams have started to play more like Korean style in NA as the year has gone on, because I think people have realized that's like the correct way to play Overwatch. So I think it just took like one team like us to
kind
bring it to NA. Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, you were just talking about Nightmare, so that's a perfect transition. So we can actually talk about your match that we saw this weekend against Nightmare. Now, obviously, this was a little bit interesting to start, as we did see a lot of tech issues there in the first map, some internet issues and stuff. So did this kind of throw you off at all? Kind of dealing with these pauses mid map, or do you and the team kind of just roll through it and?
Yeah, I don't think it really threw us off at all. The only weird thing is that when you're paused, like for a tech pause, you're not allowed to talk about the game. So it's kind of weird, like locking in for the game and then like, oh, you pause for 20 minutes and you can't talk about the game at all. So we're just talking about random stuff. Well, I'm not, like, because coaches aren't allowed to talk. So all the players are just talking about random stuff.
So basically,
And
you
then
get a
it's like, okay,
podcast
go
while it's
play.
paused.
Yeah, go play again, like right now. Like everyone was able to lock. Like as soon as the time, like there's a 5-second countdown for unpausing the game, and as soon as that timer starts, everyone's locked right back in. So I think it's because we have a team full of like veteran players. Like even if they're not veterans of like tier 1 pro scene, like this kind of stuff happens all the time, and like especially in lower tier matches, there's always technical difficulties and stuff. So, but yeah, yeah, we had issues too. It was like Lethal kept DCing, or his game kept freezing or something. So Lethal was DCing, Painkiller's DCing. So yeah, it was a bit of a weird one, but
Yeah. Well, talking about it a bit more in depth, if we can, going into that first map of Samoa, we saw some interesting stuff. We saw you guys playing a lot of the Winston into the Zarya. And it's kind of seems that for the
Hold on, sorry. I'm gonna keep playing the video, but I just need to take my headset off because it's like I'm trying to proofread the article at the same time, and Wheats is bloody distracting me. So I'll leave you with them. I won't be able to hear it. Sorry, it shouldn't take too long. I'll be back. I'll be locked back into you after this.
the first little bit of each point, Nightmare almost had a bit of an advantage. They seem to be finding a lot of success with that Zarya comp there, but you guys did end up turning it around in the end, almost getting like reverse sweeps for each individual point. So can you tell us a bit about how that matchup went and what you were kind of thinking, kind of seeing Nightmare come out looking so strong initially?
yeah, I think that's our biggest strength is like a lot of times going into matches, you don't know exactly what the other team's going to do, and you kind of have to make adjustments on the fly. But it often doesn't take it going to like between maps. And it's not like me and Ghoul Tech have to be like, oh, we need to change this. At least in the regular season games or in NA, like usually they'll figure it out during the series, like or during the map, like, oh, like they're doing this, like our UV is like an in-game coach pretty much. So like he'll make adjustments on the fly, and then often are not like our first fight, like on a volcano map on Samoa, like we just got picked and trolled, and then they have a bunch of energy and it's hard to retake, right? So it's like I don't think it's like it needs to be read into that deeply that it was like reversed. It was kind of like we trolled our first fight or two, and then we played right the rest of the fights. Like,
well, was any of that like a result of running the Winston? Because obviously we saw the ball ban come through. Were you guys planning on running the Winston regardless, or was that just an adjustment?
I think we were pretty sure they would when we saw Painkiller was in, we were like, okay, they'll probably ban ball. Like, but it was kind of either or. Like, if you ban one or the other, we'll just play the other one. It's not really. I think all of our comps, the heroes don't really matter. Like, we can.
Nice, Jacob.
It's more so the style.
Yeah, our like style isn't hero dependent because we believe that the role is the same no matter what hero you're on. So
okay. So, kind of expanding off this more about the roles and stuff. One thing that we see you guys run, I think, a lot more than other teams in the West is the Wu Yang Lucio. So, can you tell us a bit about what exactly it is that maybe it's not those heroes in particular, but just that style that they bring to the table?
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is kind of contradictory to what I just said, but for those two, it is like we think Admiral's the best Lucio, and we think UV is like way better than everyone at Wu Yang, right? And we think Wu Yang is really super broken. So, like we're just like, okay, put them on their best heroes, and we'll figure out the rest of their comp around it. Like it's like we think that's like our strongest point of our team, so it makes sense to like play for it, you know?
Yeah. So I think a couple of the other GK players have mentioned that like you guys do like to kind of lean into the player strengths with your backline. But from a coaching perspective, can you tell us a bit about how it is kind of gauging whether you want to like lean into a player's strength versus leaning into like meta strength?
I think a lot of the times we'll try meta stuff in scrims, and if it works out, we're like, okay. But usually when meta stuff works out, it's because the meta is stuff that we're good at. Like when it was like Soj Tracer or like strong hit scan meta, like stage 1, where it's like lethal can just play Ashe everywhere, like or like stuff like that. When that's the meta, it's like, okay, we don't really have to change anything. But when like coming into this meta, everyone thought double flex was meta, and that's definitely not one of our strengths, right? Like we don't have a Gen.G Tracer like DPS lineup, but so we were like, okay, we have to figure something out, right? Like we're not gonna win mirroring heroes we're not good at, no matter how good our strategy is. So
Kind of moving on throughout the game here on New Queen Street, we saw a pretty interesting comp. We saw the Life Weaver comped, right? And at this point, I think Admiral is, probably known as the Life Weaver guy, given that he's one of the
yeah,
few players that does like to pull it out. Is this something that he came up with, or like the team came up with, and you just as a coach allow it, or is it something that you kind of embrace?
yeah, I think also this should be clarified for like everyone. Like I feel like a lot of the times viewers or people like coach streamers will be watching the game and be like, how could the coach let them play that? Or like, oh, the coach cooked when he came up with this comp. Like a lot of the time the players like, I just want to try this, and they're like, okay, go for it. Like, like uh we were like, okay, they're probably gonna ban Lucio at some point, right? Like well, if Lucio's like, that used to be our strategy, is to ban Lucio so we could play Life Weaver. So if the other team wants to ban us off Lucio, it's like, okay, we still have this from before, so most of the times on our team, it's like the player being like, this is a good matchup for my character, and we're like, okay. So that's why you get like Lethal on Sombra or something. He's like, I like it into all their characters. It's not like we sit around all day like coming up with every single matchup where every hero should be played. We kind of trust
Right.
the players that they should know what character to play.
So obviously you're talking about like having trust in your players and stuff, but as a like just as like a personal perspective, what are your thoughts on Life Weaver? Because it is something that does seem to be unique to you guys, right? Is there a reason why you guys can make it work when other teams can't?
I think other teams will just like lose a fight and like just blame the Life Weaver and then switch most of, like, at least that's what I'm guessing. Like in our scrims, like we could lose like 18 fights in a row with him on Life Weaver and no one will say anything to him. Like we're like, okay, like we did something else wrong, right? Like the heroes shouldn't affect like the outcome that much. And also I think our team is like actually really conscious of like having a Life Weaver and like playing to his strengths, like trying to go make plays, knowing they'll get gripped, or like knowing we have like a pretty much a pocket healer and taking more aggressive positions. So I think our team's just really adapted to it because we've played with it so much.
Moving on to Junkertown, well, and kind of going over from New Queen Street and Samoa as well. We did see you guys continue to play symmetric comps, and we've actually seen you guys kind of leaning a lot into the sim. Well, I should say in this past game especially. Is there any particular reason for that? Given that the early days of the stage saw you guys playing maybe more experimental stuff?
Yeah, I think the sim's just safe into a lot of stuff, and then there's a lot of comps where Tracer's like really hard to play, so sim can still do like a lot of damage and like move around a lot and like create a lot of like weird opportunities, and she has a really strong ult. So I think it's like just an alternative we're trying. I think that's what the regular season is really for, is for us to like try and experiment and figure out what kind of stuff we should have in our back pocket for like the actually meaningful games of the playoffs.
Got you. So are you like kind of going back to what I mentioned earlier? So far you guys have had a very solid start, right? You're 3-0, but it should be mentioned that you guys have been kind of going up in difficulty when it comes to playing the teams, right? Started off against Team Z and then kind of working your way up from there. Are you kind of like taking those chances to experiment a little more than you would otherwise, or are you guys at the point where you kind of view all these teams as kind of being equal?
No, they're definitely not. I think there's like a pretty strong break at like the middle of NA, like the top 4 versus the bottom 4, where we definitely have to like put more time into prepping for the top 4 teams and the bottom 4. But I just think like we will experiment versus like any team really, but we'll definitely experiment more versus the bottom 4 teams. Like we'll try more stuff out where it's like when you go against the top 4 teams, this is kind of our like chance where like we get to see them at full strength because we scrim them all the time, but you know it's not, scrims are completely different from a match, so we finally get to see them in like full try hard form for the first time, see how they react to bans, see how they react to like, see what kind of maps they actually like and stuff, and then just keep all that in mind for the playoffs.
Yeah. Gotcha. Now, kind of going off experimentation, one thing that we've seen always invite experimentation is like when a new patch just drops, right? And we did recently just have the mid-season patch. And I know from seeing on your Twitter that you may not have been the biggest fan of some of the changes that the devs put out. So can you tell us a bit about your thoughts on the patch and whether you think it's actually changing anything significantly here?
Well, I think that's what the problem is that it didn't really change anything. And I feel like the thing I most get upset about is when they nerf stuff or buff stuff in a way where it feels like they don't understand why their character is strong or why it's weak. So like the Wu Yang like nerfs being all related to his healing and his cooldowns and stuff when he does Hanzo body shot damage like on a missile he can control is like what I was kind of upset about. I'm less mad than I was when I made the tweet now. In the moment I was pretty upset, but right now I'm just like whatever, you know, we'll just keep playing what we're playing. It's not, I just wish there was more impact with the patches is all. It just seems like every patch is like either it's super impactful or it's like does nothing, and like we have no idea what's going to happen every time there's a patch coming. So that's what's like annoying as like a team, because we're like looking forward to the patch because we're like, oh, double flex is strong. Maybe this patch can help us like make hit scan stronger again. Oh, nothing happened. You know, like, so it's kind of the main thing I was upset about.
Right. So when it comes to like a mid-season patch that in this case isn't just mid-season, but like mid-stage for OWCS, do you prefer those patches that like just totally shake things up? Or when you are mid-stage like this, is it better to kind of be able to rely on what you've been practicing up until this point?
Yeah, I feel like if there's any time to make like a big change, it is in the middle of the regular season, because like the regular season doesn't really matter that much, right? Like especially in 9A, like the top 4 is going to make the playoffs. The bottom 4 is going to end up in the lower bracket and relegation in some order. So, like if there's any time for stuff to get shaken up, it's like maybe the middle of the season could make the regular season more interesting if there's more like extreme patches. But it also feels like they always put the crazy patches out after the season, like going into playoffs. And that is like, that's how you end up with like the situation last playoffs where we were like playing like Magra Moira versus Liquid in the winter finals. Everyone's like, what are they doing? And we're like, well, the patch like looked good, like, you know, so that's how stuff like that ends up happening.
Gotcha. Now, you've mentioned a few times here that you do think that there is like a bit of a tier break between top 4 and bottom 4, right? So if we can look on to the future match, you're be playing against Extinction, who is currently right now on the bottom 4, but they've shown some signs of kind of being able to punch up. So is there anything that you're kind of looking for in that match, or do you think it's going to be more of like the same results we've been seeing from you guys?
Yeah, in terms of us, like I think we're gonna 3-0 every match. Like I never think we're gonna go in and lose, like no matter who we play. So I know like series will end up being longer, right? Like, but I never predict that we're gonna lose a map, right? Like you just prepare for if you lose, but in the moment, I'm never like, oh, we'll have a hard time. Like we're just gonna 3-0 everyone, right? So, yeah, this weekend I think it's just gonna be more of the same. I'm not really like, I don't think the only like players on their team that I think are like standout players are their DPS, and even then, I feel like their DPS are just like downgraded versions of our DPS. So
Okay.
I'm not too worried about that.
Yeah, I mean, like you kind of just said, they do have a similar kind of DPS lineup in that they have flex DPS and they have hit scan, right? So are you guys planning to kind of like take that just the straight 1v1s when it comes to that, or are you gonna try and be a little trickier, or should I say, do you expect them to kind of
All right, we'll let
try
Weeds finish
anything
when I'm
if
back.
you know that they won't be able to win the mirror?
Yeah, the problem is like I don't know what there is to try. I don't think there's really any super viable like cheese comps right now. I think
This guy runs
we're at a point where everyone
Weaver
kind of
Wu
just plays
Yang
what they're
Bull,
good
and he's
at
like,
right now.
there's nothing,
and
there's nothing unique.
with all the viable tanks, obviously, and I don't really see any like comp they could come up with that would give us trouble.
Gotcha. So we can expect a quick 3-0 then.
He's talking about
Hopefully.
Extinction now.
All right. Well,
Their
like you
opponent this week.
mentioned, you kind of go into matches expecting to 3-0 every team, right? And now we're still a bit of a ways away from it, but obviously you guys will be playing against Space Station and Team Liquid as well, who are kind of, you know, they're right there in the top 3 alongside you guys. And we're still kind of trying to figure out how that top 3 breaks down. But given what you're saying, are you at this point confident that you can top NA for yet another stage?
Yeah, I think it would be crazy to say that's impossible. You know, like I think when it comes to the official, like our team is just like really strong in officials. Like we have so much time together now. Like we've been together for almost a year at this point. I mean, I guess we had it Will, but Will already played with all the ISU guys, so there's not really any question marks with us about like performance. You know, I think all the other teams have like, especially how close that SSG Liquid game was over the weekend. And I don't think it was close in a way where like both teams were playing insane. So it was close. I think they were both like making each other or showing each other's weaknesses. So yeah, I'm really confident that we're gonna win stage 3 again.
Now, one thing that we heard early on in the stage was that like this is a meta that is handcrafted for Liquid, right? With like the ball and the double flex and stuff. But like we've seen, the meta does seem to be shifting a bit. We're seeing more off tanks being played and stuff like that. So do you kind of agree that Liquid is like, or I shouldn't say as strong, but do you think that the meta has shifted enough to the point where you can kind of cleanly beat them?
I think SSC and Liquid versus us is interesting because we all have like our own styles. So I think the map like picks and all the hero bands are actually going to be super impactful. And I think those series like could end up being closer because like we all have like very clear styles, so we can like pick and ban, but like and really screw over the enemy team and really help ourselves. So
Well, now kind of getting your perspective, not just on like the game itself, but specifically as a coach, how do you kind of like compare yourself, or kind of, are you nervous about like going up against Kasaurus or Christopher, or do you kind of think that like you'll be enough to kind of put forward a coaching diff?
I don't really like, I don't know. I've never like loaded into a lobby and been like, oh my god, they have this guy coaching, you know? Like
Okay.
I've been there like, oh, this player's pretty good, but I feel like the coaching like actual impact on like teams is not at least like among the NA coaches, it's not like a super impactful thing. I don't know.
So you're not too worried that they're gonna like out strategize you or something?
No, I think our team is extremely smart at our maps and our bands and stuff, and me and Ultraviolet talk about it a lot. Like that's kind of me and him is our thing. Like we live together in the same place, so you can probably hear him in the background screaming at ranked. So we talk about it a lot. So there's never really a situation where we're uncomfortable based on like the coaching aspect of the game, like the maps or the bands and stuff like that.
Okay. Awesome. Well, yeah, definitely sounds like you're confident. And with that, that about wraps up all the.
All right, I'm going to skip Weeds' shout-outs out of respect because I'm here now. But yeah, no, I know I missed like the first half of that, but I think like, yeah, insightful from Weeds. I think one thing that I've become really aware of, looking at all these GK interviews, is they always glaze each other so hard. And I know that's kind of what like all players, all teams do now, but I feel like GK are like really good at it. It feels like we've got a lot of appreciation for each other, and yeah, I mean, it kind of they won North America twice this year, so it's all coming together. Yeah, I think I just feel like there's a few different conversations going on, so I'd sort of do a little bit of a catch up. I'm glad you're locked in, Jacob. There's no way you could have gambled on X10, Jacob. There's no way you could have known that, you know? Don't beat yourself up about it. I see Emma saying, man, you were so shit this week and our VP will show their real strength. Yeah, I'm predicting a VP win today. I say a lot of people saying they like a lot of the interviews and stuff, so I'm glad. A lot of effort from everyone to make them happen. You know, we've got like quite a robust team. The way, I guess, to the way it works is, you know, our interviewers will record the interview. I'll help write some of the questions and sort of set up the scheduling. The interview will be recorded. It goes off to the editing team, who then do the editing itself, a bit of audio cleanup. Then there's a YouTube admin team that get all of that ready, the timestamps, make sure it looks right on YouTube, has all the right tags and everything like that. Then the graphics team obviously make a thumbnail so we can have that at the front and center of it as well. Obviously, sometimes for the better quotes, they do something like this as well, as of this week. And then it goes to the socials team to post and schedule it out as well. So there's a load of bits to get everything ready. So I think I'm really glad people are enjoying them. Really glad. I see we sort of like twisted onto a like a bit of an Overwatch League thing. But yeah, no, it's not as of yet, Seppu. It's like a conversation me and Toby need to have. Like the best way to support the site now is to use the site, watch the stuff, that type of thing. But we'll maybe set something up in the version of like one of those like tip jar, or, you know, like, what is it, like buy me a coffee type places or something, if anyone wants anything like that. But for now, yeah, just use the site. Overwatch players and coaches, it's just Al-Qadsiya. Like, Al-Qadsiya are so keen to kill themselves if anything goes wrong. Thank God Al-Qadsiya are successful, right? Because if Al-Qadsiya weren't successful, there'd be none of them bloody left. The amount of times these guys will kill themselves if something goes wrong. Just wait until we get like a downturn in form, you know? Once we get that downturn, it's going to be a bloodbath. And maybe it's why they're so successful, right? High standards, high stakes. In terms of some of the sort of stuff we sort of went on to, I think there's maybe some like misconceptions here as well. I think Sideshow's talked about it publicly before, but a big reason I think Sideshow and Josh both left the Overwatch League was because they got shit offers. Like, I don't want to misquote here because I'm remembering a story I heard on stream a while ago. Maybe someone remembers better than me, but I'm pretty sure they were given like pretty shit offers. So the Valorant ones were more appealing, and also, you know, if you work for somewhere for quite a long year, or quite a long period of time, and then, like, if you work at a company for a very long time and you're very successful for them, and then they come in with an offer that is worse than your existing offer, it feels really disrespectful. You know, like if everyone tells you you're doing a great job, we'd love to have you back on the broadcast this year, and you go, great, I've enjoyed working here, I'd love to work here, and then they go, just a couple of catches, we're going to pay you less and you have to be exclusive, you can't work any other games. You'd say, well, that's funny, because normally if you want someone to be exclusive, you get paid more to be exclusive. Like, I think all of the initial Overwatch League, like when Overwatch League first started up, I think all the major talent was exclusive. But if you want exclusivity, you pay for that, you know? Like, it's a valuable trait. So yeah, I don't know. From obviously, like, I'm biased in this, right? I'm biased in this for sure. Because I know both of them. But I think even without any form of bias, you can see it's a pretty shit offer. And I think they really dropped the ball letting two of their, like, their biggest upcoming talent. Obviously, I know Uber and everything, like, and was the main guy at the time, but I think their biggest upcoming talent, and if you look where they are now, like, I only watch bits of Valorant, but are they not kind of a premier duo in Valorant now? Like, they're certainly my favorite casters to watch when I watch Valorant. So I feel like Overwatch League really dropped the ball with that one, honestly. All right, hold on. I need to send you to my face quickly as well. Look at my face. I just need to... Oh, wait. Wait, you have terms to add him. Messi to audience. Thank you, C-word.
Mastermind.
Thank you for the 19 months. Yeah, I just need to source up... Oh, wait, are you listening to me, Alpho? Do you have me in your ears right now? Yes. Yeah, it's just because it's really messy. It's really messy because I'm logged into my YouTube to live stream, to then log into the OWTV one. So I guess either if you can add him, perfect. If not, can we do like a Google Drive type transfer? And then he sends it on Google Drive, and you upload. Maybe that's like a good workaround. And yeah, I'll try and remember afterwards. How many people are involved in OWTV? So I want to say somewhere between like at least 5. Yeah, at least 5. It's probably pretty close to like 80, 90. Probably in total. Obviously, like, it's all very volunteer driven, so there's like everyone's part-time, volunteer where they help. But I thought, if we're going to go volunteer, we have to be very respectful of everyone's time, right? If you're willing to help out with this for the sake of the community, then what you need to do is respect everyone's real life, their work commitments, their family commitments, anything like this. So I thought it was actually better if we're going to ask people to volunteer, have a bigger team. All in all, 100, I'd say. Yeah, there's probably like a huge variety there. Like if you ask people who would do like the sort of core day to day, it's probably a much smaller team. But yeah. Yeah, it's not the greatest application we've had, Mask, but it also might not be the worst. Hold on, let me get you back on this now. We can go back to the game. Oh, wait, maybe hold on. I lied to you. Give me a sec. The No, interviewees don't get paid. Yeah, I feel like to give you... There's only so much I'm willing to talk about, because obviously with some of the, like, details... Whoa! Thank you, Minty Leaves. Thank you very much. Wait, Valorant gifted a tier 1 sub? That has Jacob written all over it. That has Jacob written all over it. It's a promo on Twitch at the moment. This happened to Avast yesterday. There's a limited thing. What do you mean? With Valorant matching subs? Oh, okay. So it's actually... That's why it came in at like the exact same second as the Minty Leaves one. But thank you very much, Minty Leaves. And thank you Valorant. Fuck. That's such a crazy promotion to like shoehorn their way into other games, no? Yeah. So we've only got a couple of minutes, so I'll give you a short version. I'll get Jakey's face up here as well. Whoa, thank you, Creed, for the 5 gifted. And Valorant again? Match in 1? Go on, Valorant, mate. Thank you, Creed. Thank you very much. Welcome, everyone. I see Dirtmaster got one. SCL Stevie got one. Humble Tort. Reiner Luckshot. Christian Stein. Hello. Hold one of the two. Who else got one? Bakey Boy, Midwest, Vasco, Halloweeny, Ami World, and Maro. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. But yeah, congratulations everyone. Welcome. So yeah, the TLDR of the OWTV thing is this type of website is a very unstable business model. It's mainly driven by sponsors, which you need a certain amount of traffic and success to find in the first place. So as such, I feel like the place where Overwatch is now in terms of viewership, in terms of people interested in the game, is not enough to support like a full-time business, like maybe something like VLR.GG or HLTV. Like if you look at cheers eggs. If you look at like the actual the views and the users that VLR.GG get and HLTV, they're in the millions. Like they're really fucking high. So I don't think Overwatch is in a big enough place where we can attract that much attention and therefore monetize to that degree. So I thought it was going to be really hard to monetize the website and create a lot of actual opportunities like that. So the current financial plan is very much, we run the site. I've only invested money. I'm not taking a penny out of it. So far, I'm probably going to be, by the end of the year, I'm probably going to be close to like a couple of grand in total. But my plan is not to make money off the website, but my plan is to make a community-driven website, which obviously will, as a result, rely on a lot of volunteers and...
Fuck you, Chris.
Thank you, Confessor. And then the money we do make will go back into the site in two forms. To one, allow us to do bigger and cooler stuff in terms of projects, but also to reward the staff who have been working in this time as well. So that's the plan. And hopefully we get to create something fairly cool in the meantime. So that's like the short answer. I'm happy to talk about it more. There's obviously certain things I don't want to talk about exactly because, you know, I feel like some of these conversations are conversations to have with the staff. And that information I just told you, I've already had the conversation with the staff. But there's stuff that is like should happen to the staff first, or they should be involved in that conversation. But that's sort of like the big picture idea of what we're trying to do. So I don't know how much money we're going to make. I don't think we're going to be millionaires. But I'm hoping we can make enough money, and all that money that the site does make through YouTube, through sponsorships, through everything like this, will go straight back into making the site better and supporting people who are actually doing a lot of the work. All right, I got a message. Wait, is... I don't... In the meantime, yeah, if you want to donate to the mods directly who help support my channel and to actually help support OWCS, you can do that through a donation as well. So yeah, like long term, if we can make long term, if we can make the more money we can make, the more money we can pour back into it. I just want to be very conscious, you know, like sustainability is important as well, right? Like I don't want to promise anything we can't deliver. I don't want anyone to like I know when I got my first Overwatch job as a coach for Nariki, I got like a little bit of money, and what I did is I started cutting down my hours. But at work, I was able to cut down my hours because my contract was for X number of months. If you've watched any of, does anyone watch like the Four Horsemen or anything? But if you watch the Four Horsemen, you maybe watch the recent episode about Yala, and just in general, funding a business through sponsorships and advertising partnerships in esports is high risk in terms of one, the company's actually paying. So even if they agree to pay you for 3 months, God knows if you'll actually get the money, right? We've seen plenty of that in Overwatch. Everything like that. So I didn't want anyone to like quit their job or cut down their hours on something we couldn't deliver to. So I'm precautious is probably the word. Yeah, if you have anything like that, Headrammer, drop an email through, and it'll come through to me and the team, so we can like look at anything in detail. How did you settle on the name OWTV.GG? We had a few different iterations. It was a combination of ones we liked / what was available. Obviously, originally we did consider having OW.TV because we thought that would be like that, but to have a 2-character URL, it was like $4,500 or something. So it's like, fuck. Maybe we don't like it. We like it. It's good, but we maybe don't like it. We don't like it $4,500 like it, you know. Hold on, let me just sort my lighting out and let me go talk to Max and then we can lock in. All right. Yeah, should we... Again, I'm happy to talk about that more throughout the night and in the breaks when we get the chance and stuff, but we are gearing up for the game, so we should shift our attention to both Max and to the game itself. Some of you would have already noticed... Max is deafened at the moment. But some of you would have already noticed that Kanail is in. Hey, Ayua. Yeah, I'm really happy with the name. The name, the logo, everything, all of that, I think came out really well. But yeah, anyone have Sky in their fantasy? Maybe bad news if so. This game in general, I said at the start of the stream, but for those of you who weren't there, I feel like this is, I mean, it is quite literally must win for Gen.G. Every game kind of is. But this one, they can't afford to lose it. Can't afford to lose it. Good guys, we know about them, right? They're a high confidence team. They're going to come out. They're going to play fun comps. They're going to...
Hello.
Hello. You in? You going into map now as well?
Yeah.
Nice. I was just saying this is a game between a team with fragile confidence in Gen.G versus a team with boundless confidence from their French hog.
Oh, God. We all love a French hog, but forgot to change my team, so I have Zomber on my team versus Nightmare. Rowan, be so fucking serious right now. You made your bed, now you get to lay in it. Shockwave, this game is going to be tough. Tough for Gen.G, I'm afraid.
Valorant is in the weekly top
Thank you, Xylophone, for the 2 months. And yeah, Valorant, currently in my top gifted. Cheers, Valorant. You been getting the Valorant love as well?
How good are the French? What are you doing? Did you just get off work or something, Drew? What are you doing? 29, 28,
27, 26. Just
yeah,
works.
Just works. Atarax, thanks for the gift sub to Trans Fluttershy. No, I mean, honestly, can you refund that? Like, can you refund that? Trans Fluttershy is such a fucking freeloader. Like, I need Trans Fluttershy to get the ads. Thank you very much, Atarax, but please refund that shit. Alright, just because it's gone to Trans Fluttershy, not because I don't want the money. SXJ unburrows immediate double skill commitment, but manages to survive the initial turn. Gen.G, they're very backed up though. They've taken lots of damage. Backers no shift. Tread dead on the bridge. And Crocs holders are smiling right now, Xavier.
Oh boy, yeah, late death for Tread here as well, and that's going to be a reset of all the energy. And I really feel when you talk about the sort of the mental game coming into this and Gen.G's struggles with confidence so far, a bad start could have serious repercussions throughout the series. And remember, Gen.G do come in as the higher seeds. This is their map. This is their choice of bans. They took away the hog immediately. But now trouble's here. SXJ's been forced underground. Wave already out onto Crocs. Kitsune rush early from Kanail. No ult to match it with yet. Good guys try and take a back step. They need this Tidal Blast from Jonowich.
Jeez, you can take Sky Ripper out of the roster, but you can't take his ult usage out, apparently. Tidal Blast comes out onto Crocs. He's pressing forward. He gets the stun on Kanail. Can't find the kill because Tread. Sentinel hits the bubble to save the day. Unburrow in the backline. SXJ plays his life. Drills back out to the Mega Health Pack. He's going to have a flank in a matter of moments. Gen.G, they need to push now or they're going to get pinched. SXJ in the back, tossing them around. Beeped out from Crispy. Good guys now. They drop the downpour. Tread is caught. Suzu does nothing, and Gen.G, a huge ult investment in that fight. Double support ultimate, and they couldn't even leverage the flip from the early pick.
Good guys can see the space there as well. They didn't get the flip though. Zodial's going to die in
Oh,
spawn.
you
Crocs
good thing.
there. Little few more points for that one. Was a pretty heavy ult investment in the end. Had to use both support ops and the downpour, but Gen.G invested as well. Gen.G, Grav, Overclock, Death Blossom soon. They have all the ults to win this here, but look at Keo. He's positioned quite aggressively here. Wants to farm up this rail. Backbone's going for the TP. Bubble comes through, holds onto that Wraith. Keo shifted already. Tectonic Shock in the back now, looking for these trades. Zodial's going to die. Hasn't popped the Overclock. Grav is out, but they've taken so much damage. Oh, they do get the kills eventually. Backbone is good for the follow-up. Tread finds the connection as Crocs is going to live. Thank you, Crocs. Live.
Crocs making it all the way out. He's so... No!
Oh, yes!
Save it! He saved, yes. Oh, just amazing. Even people that have eggs on their roster will be happy with that one. A bit of free healing. All right. Crocs managed to survive. Deathless run. Honestly, though, Gen.G, they've got to be pretty happy with this retake. I mean, they only had to spend the grab. Now they've got double DPS ult. They've got the rush. Eggs is behind on that. Tidal Blast turn for Jonowich. I mean, there's so many solutions between the Suzu and all of the bubbles for Tread. Really, it's honestly a very difficult retake for good guys, no matter the ult state. And they're still at a deficit, so no free lunch here.
Tidal Blast there for Jonowich now if they want to start with that one. Or potentially a Kitsune rushes. Zodial pulls the Overclock, nails Eggs on the side. Now Venture coming in for him as well. SXJ is 1 HP, trying to land on coast. Backbone will sweep that one up. And that is a lovely cheap fight for Gen.G.
Yeah, nice and cheap, only one ultimate invested. You can see Crispy is about one fight away, or one slow fight away from getting the beat online. Bacchus has gone quite deep though, and it looks like Bacchus might have just fed his life away. Tidal Blast comes out from Jonowich. Crocs has found Bacchus and Canale. 5v3 situation. Crispy with the funny boop on the bridge. Looking for... Oh, no way. They found two trades. Zodial's found Keo and Jonowich. Crocs will take down another. Takes Crispy. Somebody's gone over to the point and leveraged the flip as well for Gen.G, but
Crocs.
Zodial... Oh, he's dead. Crocs has just done it all. He hasn't died yet, has he?
Yeah, no healing as well. Backbone's low on HP. Crocs is behind him. Bubble allows Backbone to get that Raven. There's nearly a Grav and Blossom. Gen.G nearly have the ults. Blossom comes through, but Keo shuts it down. Tread, 4% from the Grav. Downpour finds nothing. Crispy's looking for a boop. Grav is out from Tread. Who is in the Grav? Keo dies to it. Everyone's in the Grav. Zodial and Crispy get two. Gen.G are not out of it yet. Crocs and SXJ now on point. It's a 2v2 looking for Crispy. Half HP. Zodial has no choice but to stay on the point. SXJ, Crispy's hunted him down. Now it's a 1v2. Crocs is there by himself. He has the beat. Crocs gets the kill. He's 1 HP. Backbone is back, and Gen.G hang in there.
Oh, Crocs and SSJ, you must win that. You cannot be losing that scene. The Sojin and the Lucio. Just push the Sojin. Only one of the two targets can actually kill you. And good guys now, they've desperately thrown their ultimates into that fight. They've got nothing for the retake, a pulse and maybe an overclock, but Crispy's beat can absolutely dominate this. An overclock for Zodial as well. Going to be so good later on in the fight. Point touch comes through for good guys, but this is now the last fight. Crocs with the tap, snares exchanged. Pulse goes completely wide for SXJ. You can see Canale's quite low though. No Suzu, maybe no TP. Beat for Crispy catches all 5 members of Gen.G as they push deep. But good guys, they've tried to kite this one out. Crocs is under a lot of pressure. Keo's down, Jonowich is down. It might just have slipped, Abby.
This is such an important comeback here for Gen.G. Talk about how the start can impact the rest of the series, and clutching out on map 1, dealing with that, dealing with what in many ways is good guys' best comp, of a comp we've seen him have the most success on in this Kiri Wu-Yang Hazard comp. Dealt with it, clutched it, the Gravs were nailed. It was a really poor first fight, but other than that, felt a lot more even. Felt like Zodial found his place, found important trades during all of these things, converted the ult situations, converted that beat push at the end as well. And maybe that's just a round that will settle Gen.G a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, if there were concerns, this should have eased them, but good God. What an absolutely criminal retake that was secured. Little 4v2 action turns into a 2v2 where there's still a tank advantage. And wow, huge clutch for Gen.G. Good guys. Not sure how they're meant to lose in a series where they drop, you know, more than one fight, so we'll have to wait and see. Tread now over to the Diva as well, rather than the Zarya. So Zodial now is going to be in a world of pain if ever Crocs and SXJ can close the gap. But I mean, SSJ was getting a lot of value with the gimmick pick, you know, making the Smurf over to, oh my God, Zodial in so much trouble already, but is able to slide out. Suzu invested. Rail connects onto Crispy, but no kill. SXJ might have no recall here, has to be careful as well. Seems to be pinched a little bit. Everybody from Gen.G trying to take their turn, but it looks like good guys might just get a free first flip.
Yeah, we're going to get the flip out of that. They were trying to fight for the side, but good guys kind of won it and won the point side here. So Gen.G caught in between both, dealing with none. And Kyo's found Crispy early. Zodial responds immediately. 4v4 now, flying to the backline. Another one for Zodial. He is turning it on here on the Sojourn. 2 picks already as they try and regain control. Backline is caught in the corner. Easy one for Tread there. They lost Kaneo actually during that. And Zodial has died to Crocs in the middle. No healing left though, so they should be able to sweep up Crocs. Wait, no, X is with them there. Not enough, yeah. Good cleanup in the end from Gen.G, but they can see 25%.
There's a very nice eat there from Tread at the end. Stops Eggs and Suzu going through. If the Suzu landed, I think Crocs could have maintained, maybe even found another trade. But very nicely done from Tread, and that's going to be Gen.G. I mean, they do ultimately win the first fight, but 25% conceded for it. So many ults around the corner of good guys, with the exception of Kyo's overclock. Kyo definitely getting the worst end of the deal here versus Zodial, who's really been coming alive. Double support ultimate about 10% away right now for good guys. Already a Kitsune Rush available for Kaneo, who was briefly on no team at all, but has returned to Gen.G. Kitsune Rush available now, but good guys are just taking it slow, waiting for their turn, trying to posture forward a little bit. First rush comes out from Kaneo. Crocs looks to be in need of help, but no, they're trying to this one out actually. So yeah,
Eggs gets caught.
Doing wide.
Yeah, it's a greedy play there from good guys. They had the ults to match it in that scenario, but they tried to kite to give themselves advantage. Maybe they thought Crispy was a bit closer to B, because they actually just had ult advantage there through the support. So maybe a bit of a miscount. Now they do definitely have a clear ult advantage for this retake, though. They're trying to get around the corner. Early overclock from Zodial to try and force him back. Dealing with a Tracer behind. Tags him up, forces him back. Pushing for another kill. Damage onto Eggs. Nothing out of this now. And the Tidal Blast onto SXJ. He's killed Kaneo. Bomb has been forced as well. SXJ doesn't get anything with the stun, but Downpour's been flung out as well. They have got Tread stuck in the corner. Just a baby left now. They'll be able to finish that one off on the way back to point. Backbone is here with a Blossom. Nearly a beat if they want to stall, but I think it will just be stall, and Backbone doesn't actually get that much stall in the end either.
Yeah, Gen.G, they come away from this one probably wishing that good guys just had to burn a little bit more into the day. Crocs pressing towards spawn, takes quite a bit of damage, but the double pocket is there. He should be just fine. You can see right side, we've got Zodial. Crocs actually in a bit of trouble now. He needs to be very careful. Overclock comes out from Kyo, but back as the TP up top. He hits the spin inside Crispy's beat. And good guys, I mean, they've only used the clock in that scene, but they just got completely caught out. Crocs getting poked a bit too low, everyone on the kite, and they fall right into Jamie's hands with that spin.
Yeah, Gen.G invested more ults, but it was really the loss of the neutral that caused good guys all the problems. Now it's last fight for good guys. They have Kitsune Rush, they have Pulse Bomb, a clear ult advantage. Gen.G are actually backing it up to point here. It's going to take the fight on point, but this should give Eggs a pretty good Kitsune Rush. The sim is the reason they backed it up. They're scared of a TP over the top. They don't want to concede the flip here. So now Gen.G are going to try and play it slow, play for their own Kitsune Rush. Kaneo's not far away.
Well, Bacchus is TP'd up top. Kitsune Rush is out for Eggs. It's all over the point. This might just be a free flip here for the good guys. But, of course, Gen.G, they're going to be able to swing back in with their own Kitsune Rush. So, really important that the good guys find value fast in the neutral. Otherwise, they're not going to be able to give up the point for long. Pulse goes wide for SXJ. Crocs in on the flank trying to find a kill. Wall does not block the rush. And that might be all she wrote here for good guys on the first map. Oh.
Yeah, they can bleed into this. They have the Sim TP, they have the Tracer, but they're all so low. They're sweeping over that Sim now. Crocs is coming back on ball, but it is looking like it will be Gen.G taking this first one. Overclock to make sure the job is done. Bull can get a few more touches. There's a Tracer behind as well. Zodial's going to deal with that one. Eggs giving him the moves. He's baiting him into a boop, actually. Crocs has got the environmental kill. He's still half HP. He's going to get one more touch. They still kind of need more out of this as well. Another Suzu actually lands onto Crocs. Eggs will die for it, though. It's surely still not enough. Jonowich nearly has the Tidal Blast. Really going to keep him. He can throw it onto Crocs. Crocs is going to peek for it now. Can he find the stun? Jonowich is in big trouble in main. Crocs is on the point. TP onto point now. Suzu's been forced out of Kaneo. Crocs is going to come in for the slam. Tread's trying to mark this one out. Gen.G really need to finish it. Crocs is low now. SXJ gets one more touch. This is surely it now. They can't get a final touch, and Gen.G will close it out.
Sky's died 3 times by now, by the way. As a Crocs head, I'm starting a campaign to put Sky back in the lineup right this second, you know? Like, as somebody that's deeply invested in the results of Crocs, let's look at the scoreboard right now.
It's an 18 and 6. It's
10k
in a lost
damage.
map.
I mean, he's pumping damage, but we need this series to be an earner. You know what I mean? Like, he needs to post points. And Jamie's 20.
Well, this is his good series, isn't it? You know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I
Keo,
think
13 and 9, like shit.
I mean, if there's one player in OWCS who loves a trade, it's Keo.
Fuck. He's not on my roster. Thank God. But...
Yeah, I mean, I know a little bit of comedy at the end when Zodiel gets baited to the edge and booped off by Crocs, but actually, really impressive showing from Zodiel in that first one. I think as much as, you know, maybe the death of Hitscan has been overrated, certainly for these two teams, they have two players who just really prefer to play Hitscan much stronger on that hero, so I expect we're going to be pretty much Sojin head-to-head for large parts of this.
Yeah. I don't know, just wait for the hog pick, mate. Just wait for the hog pick. Hog ban's already out.
Simban's available in this next map as well, right? That's the one with esports.
Like,
yeah.
Jamie just played Reaper all the way, right?
Yeah, well, it's probably a good sign for, like, this is their alternative version of a comp, right? Then, if they do run into that. You do feel, though, like if we get taken to, like, an Icon Wolves type thing, you know? That's where Gen.G will maybe need the TP a little bit more.
Yeah. Joy Thief, thanks you very much for the 8 months. Welcome back. So you're stuck on my roster, mate. God plays in rail shots. Yeah, no, he'll be railing, mate. He'll be railing. Don't you worry about that.
Oh, wait, should I look at some numbers?
8 points for Crocs.
8 points?
8 points.
That's really great. I'm actually really happy with that.
8 points in the last map. Like,
I don't know if you saw when I was before I was doing my, you know, like I've got my plan, but can I find myself an alternative plan I'm happier with, you know?
Mate, what is going on with the broadcast? Like,
What
now
do you
they've
mean?
got Jake and Johnny on. Like, what? Are they just rotating out the main folks?
A bit of J&J.
Where's Mitch and Morello, man? Like,
The M&M.
yeah, where are the M&Ms? You can see, you know, Johnny, he's getting his lip service in for his employer. He's wearing a fucking Warcraft shirt, you know.
Give me Custer's job!
Please, please, God, keep hiring me, please. I'll rep the brands and everything. Like. Fuck's sake.
Mitch is doing Valorant. Ah, fair.
So that tweet that he made about how he was done for the year was just Kappa, right? Like,
I've still not seen this tweet. Are you sure you didn't just see it in a dream?
I've seen it. Someone even linked it in the chat after I was talking about it.
That's
it for the year.
So we can call him the Maltese Falcon.
Thank you, Jin, for the tier 1. 16 months. SXJ should play Farah so we can call him the Maltese Falcon. Great shout. Yeah, I knew a guy from Malta once. He was in my in one of my first gaming clans when I was but a boy. And he played for the Malta under-18s rugby team. Which I think actually, there's not that many people in Malta, so I think, not to disrespect him, it's quite easy to get into the Malta under-18 rugby team.
Fire KN, thanks for the 3 months. Welcome back. Thanks for the 2 months, Mark. Fucking hell, when were you last sub to me? You're the type of motherfucker that would have a founder's badge or something, Mark. Like you've been following me since 2018, bro. Like
Malta has rugby, but not very good. Is Jake in a white room with a poster of trees behind him? No, he's in a forest. That was, I think, our conclusion last week. Thank you, Pollen's Pack, for the 5 months.
Just one per map, please.
How close was map 1? Close 2-0. Close 2-0 to Gen.G. Every multinational team has the same guys playing. It's like, who was it? Was it Iceland at the World Cup where it's like, our left back he's the best left back in the country, but he's also our postman. A lot of time for those type of things. It's the same at the Olympics, right? You'll get like, this person might be the best, I don't know, pole vaulter in the world. And they also work, as an accountant.
Johnny, what do you mean is Johnny not on the mic setup or am I tripping? What does that even mean? This is how you know Johnny comes from money. He's got golden fittings on his microphone boom arm, you know? A little low key flex. That's a 24 carat.
His mic is worth more than my
bolt
house.
right there. Yeah. 24 carat bolt right there. I love when Sky plays every week, apart from when I pick him against good guys. You see, the problem here, Grizz Gold, is that you decided to rely on Sky for anything. Like, how hard would it be to get back into Overwatch at the current meta? Is there heaps to learn? I mean, bro, when did you last play? Like, it's not so much about the meta, Mark, but like, I mean, didn't you stop playing in Overwatch 1? Like, there's like a billion new fucking characters and maps and stuff, like game types and shit. But to be honest, it's all the same. Like, yeah, you'd probably still be fine if you can still point and click with a mouse. Frothy Philly 7, always good for his one. I would like to remind you that every fixture Frothy Philly 7 has after last week is just like nightmare rotation.
It's like, a gauntlet.
I mean,
they have to actually run the
He's
gauntlet.
actually just getting spit roasted by SSG, Team Liquid, and GK. Like, it's just going to be... I mean, Frothy Philly 7 is genuinely going to get his insides turned out by the time you're done wasting your points on him. Like,
surely they could have fixed Atlas by now and put it back in the map pool now.
Salut.
Ultra Instinct, you say you like that I have the OWCS casters muted. Mate, that's the whole point of the co-stream. Xavier and I cast the games. That's the whole product we've got going on here.
This is the business model. This is...
Yeah. You get to listen to us. Like, that's what people are here for, I think.
We're the product. Grapple. Nothing. Nobody showing. Crocs Crocs. I shouted the name of the ability. Do I need to do more?
47, 46, 45, 44.
Just works. Like us. Crocs is on the hog, on the defense. It's a Zarya, Reaper, Sojourn to start for Gen.G. Kia will be matching that Sojourn as well. So we've seen Sojourn get quite a lot of freedom into these Reaper Tracer type ones, but now a lot of damage early on onto Crocs. He's going to back it up. Also, it's going to be a Kiri Lucio mirror as a result of that. Wu Yang Bang. Keo dies as they flood in here. Crocs is still lurking for a flank, but he needs to find something soon. Nothing off that hook, and he is low again.
Oh god, Crocs just gonna have to run away. Tail between his legs. Thanks to the follow, Trans Unto 42. Keep dreaming, mate. Alright, Crocs on the run. But just fishing for a hook. Can't really find much of anything, and you can see the high tempo approach from Gen.G has really overwhelmed good guys with the hog comp. Crocs needs a lot of resources if he has to play front to back, if he can't get the flanks off, and ultimately backers TPs behind, forces everybody into a corner, and there's just not enough resources to keep it going. SXJ very nearly being taken down by Canale there, recall forced immediately, but Hog on second point with all this high ground. Does this have legs, Xavier?
Yeah, I think I mean, Tread has no wings either, you know. Everyone's just going to be on the ground, so I think it might be a little bit capper, and they can still keep Keo up there if they want as well. They can take more of this, but really we need Crocs to be flanking. Oh, Suzu's late, actually. SXJ's just killed one in the back. But Maltese Falcon, as they say. That's an easy one for him, and this is going to slow down Gen.G massively.
Oh, backline push in from Crispy right now. He wants that kill. Back his TP's behind as well to ensure that there is no trade. But SXJ, I mean, saving Private Ryan situation here. Somebody get SXJ out of there.
He's recalled.
Gen.G right now, 15 people. He goes to the pulse. He misses the pulse. Good meowing, Cinnabar. Good meowing. Everybody say good meowing to Cinnabar if possible, and have a bounce while you're at it. Crocs resets up onto the high ground. Egg's just poking away. But Gen.G, they are going to get a little bit of free car push here while we wait for SXJ to get back.
Yeah, taking it up now. They've got a few people just trying to clear this right-hand side as well, but they run into that hog. They want to turn on his hog as well. Loads of damage. Defensive Suzu is out. Jonowitz trying to speed them away. Exits trade for Kitsune rush here. And now Gen.G just going to slow it down. Blossom over the top. Takes care of everybody from Backbone there. Huge swing for him. And now his second point is wide open. They can hold close and they nearly have a grab.
I'm a little bit concerned that this may be a game's gone situation, Xavier. Good guys, do they even have like more than 2 elims? Like this is looking rough. And now Zodiel has the long sight line for the overclock. Crocs has to touch. He can't get a good flank off. SXJ is already dead to Zodiel. Pre-ult, clock for clock right now. Keo just trying to contest Zo, but the beat comes out for Crispy and now uncontestable. Gen.G, they're going to get a couple of players pushing cart. Touch is necessary, but Tread has the grab to C9 potentially. Crocs goes for the touch, fails. Keo tries to contest backline, fails, and we're looking at 5 minutes on third. Here I was telling people not to bet on Gen.G.
Yeah, I feel like this Crocs hole is maybe going to need a solution in week 5 all of a sudden. For now though, Whole Hog versus Grav. Tread has kept hold of that powerful ultimate to try and snowball this. We've got SXJ moving over to the Venture now as we get to a more inside point. And just Crocs just going to tap Zodiel there. Gets the little hook onto Tread as well. And this should force some bubbles out. Whole Hog into a corner and actually lets that one go. Turns on the Reaper instead. Wants to try and boop someone off the map. But Grav is there, but Tread's been pushed off. Backbone's getting pushed off as well. Unbelievable Grav. And at the very least, good guys beat it for it. But how on earth have they allowed that to happen?
Absolutely egregious from Gen.G. I mean, look, it's winnable. What are they thinking? It's Tread. Crocs is being sped back into spawn. What hero now? Bit of hazard gameplay? Yeah, he's back on training wheels, Doomfist. So, Crocs doesn't get the kill. Crocs gets the elimination, right? Or was it a suicide elimination?
Tread ends up like claiming it as a self-kill because of the splash.
Tough. Alright. Deep push in. Crocs manages to get the elim on Zodiel. High tempo play coming back out. Tread nearly getting himself axed off the map as well. Big damage for Crocs. He's got the wall to keep him healthy as well. Now he can backslash on 92 HP. My kingdom for some healing on Crocs right now. As John would on.
That's a nice one.
Keo.
Little fade away. And all of a sudden, good guys have found a way to make a stand at the bridge. It's going to be no ults just yet for good guys. Really need that overclock. They can even go early with this overclock. This bridge cross is very difficult for Gen.G. You can see them start to lean right-hand side, take the safer passing, get a chance to connect with that Kitsune Rush, connect with that Death Blossom. If they can get close, it's going to be difficult for Keo. Really hard fight for good guys to win. They just need to make sure Keo gets a trade with this overclock at the least.
Deep push for backers has already forced Keo very far behind. Crocs is stuck behind enemy lines. SXJ going for the unborrow, but Crocs, he's trying to go over the top. He can't get out. Overclock's out for Keo. Spin in response from backers. Piss taken. Zodiel has slid off the map somehow. Oh, no, he was dueling SXJ outside. He's been booped off. Yeah. Well, it's not a boop, because you can't deny environmentals on Sojin, so he fell off the map. But Gen.G, their push has been completely stopped by this ult from Keo and by Zodiel's apparent inability to stay on the map.
Yeah, gravity and a clock get them through it for now, but Gen.G, they have their own overclock, they have the beat coming back as well. Good guys, they're really desperate for their own support ults to respond to. There's a little bit of a gap now. Keo is caught out. Nes the overclock trying to chase it. Zodiel nails the shot. Desperate for their ults now. Crocs goes down. Are they going to have to play recontest? X isn't going to get out. Zodiel is cleaning house.
Recontest.
Yeah, they have ults if they can get back, but can they get back? There's a grav soon as well. SXJ's going to have to unborrow so early.
Are you going to touch the fucking point, SXJ, or are you just going to spend your entire immortal period off the payload? Kitsune Rush comes out now. Good guys, they just need a little bit more touch, and they get none of it.
Mismanaged.
A C9 with downpour, with beat, with clock. I mean, with it's so bad. That's so bad. I'm going back and rewatching it.
That's
like
really
SXJ.
mismanaged.
He doesn't want to get shot out of the sky, right? So he burrowed, but he doesn't burrow to the point because again, he doesn't want to get shot. Like
you want to burrow underneath the point, touch the entire time, and then try and throw dash out back to the high ground.
He couldn't get under because if he tries to go from that balcony to under, he'll just die in midair, right? Because you're not immortal when you go between those two vertical planes. But then, like when he winds up unburrowing, like he's just off point. And I think Crocs C9, like Crocs came out and went cross point or something. Yeah, like Crocs just C9.
Well, there's no fancy penalty for that, so I think that's fine.
Yeah, but
Good to see you.
Crocs points are wrong for map 1. Is that true? Can I get a ticket check on that one, please? If you're listening to me, Jacob. Yeah, he only got 5. Fuck.
no! Why? How does that miscalculation even happen?
It's Jacob's first day, mate. Oh, listening.
No.
Oh, wait. Was I listening? I swear I just heard someone's voice. Or was I just... Maybe I'm going
It's
crazy.
just me crying, mate. It's just me
Oh.
crying.
All right.
Alrighty, Gen.G, more of the same. Zarya, Reaper, Sojourn. No flankers required. Just a bit of Reaper Soj action. Crocs, no Roadhog this time around. Just going to roll out on the Hazard. Instant force of the TP out of Canale. He's very, very low. You can see Crocs, he's looking for a target. He gets a slash onto Tread. Back is in the back as well, no Wraith. Counterwall is a miss for Crocs. Kia has fallen to Zodial with a melee, mind you. So Kia must have slid up to the enemy high ground and just lost that one.
Loves a trade.
Yeah, loves a trade. Just good for a trade. Crocs scrapping with Tread right now, but Crocs going to have to back right out because Eggs has fallen as well.
Oh, sorry, I was checking. Yeah, it looks like the second thing's getting resolved now. And yeah, complete wipe for that one. Great first fight for Gen.G. A slight ult advantage, both in terms of the beat, but Kitsune rush. And they're holding close for now. Zodial's going to slide back. Kia wants the heat. Takes a shot to the body. Will be okay, though. And good guys now can try and set up again. It seemed like they were able to force a lot of cooldowns out in the previous neutral. They've got the Wraith out of Backbone now. They can look to chase it if they want as well. But Backbone's got himself tucked in the corner. Zodial taking a more defensive position on the high ground. Can see Crocs coming there. A wall to try and clear Backbone out, actually. But again, Keo gets taken down. But at least it's a one-for-one trade. Just love a trade. Tread's taking a lot of damage now. And Zodial's looking at the flank. And there's a Tracer there. But good guys, they've been pinned into this room now. They're in big trouble.
Oh, Croc's about half HP, but he just can't get out of the pit. He's so low all the time. Zodial sweeps in from the flank, and I mean, it's just all she wrote. There's no ultimates to pull good guys out of this one. Losing Keo so early means that they just don't have the staying power. They don't have the damage versus the tank. Tread constantly walking forward, high charge, high damage with his hit scan beaming behind him. Meanwhile, Crocs, I mean, he's just got no leg to stand on. He's got no help. Not help!
Overclock now for Zodial to keep this one going, and it's going to be a very difficult fight. They can start off that Kitsune rush, but Tread's going to get the grab partway through the fight. Crispy Knee has the beat. They TP Backman in early, and Zodial's just good for it again. Nails this one. Kitsune rush all over him. They're leaping in, but Zodial is more than fine. He's killing them all. The beat from Crispy makes sure he stays alive through all of it, and there's one player left behind, I think. Zodial's looking for it now, but SXJ is deep behind.
Oh, this is an absolute disaster for the Crocs holders like me. This is starting to look like a Peps loss as well, you know? Like, this is ugly.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right, yeah. And I mean, I was all in on, like, you know, French camaraderie. Like, I don't know if I can stand this. This might be the end of my stage if they can't pull their fingers out. You can see Kia goes wide, grabs available. Not going to use it, just going to drop a personal bubble. Overclock comes out, Crocs is dead. Oh, God, it's going to be a negative
out
at this stage, dude. Grab comes out. No beat from Jonowitz, just another fight. Up the pisser. Crispy, I mean, the only man traded, comes back awful fast.
Wait, Ace has found a late trade actually from downtown in Maine onto Zodial as well. So there we go. Yeah, a pick there, and then a beat, a downpour ready to go. There's a decent chance it's 2v2 ults. SXJ is looking to come back on the Pharah here as well. A chance to put more pressure. Zodial going Tracer just to be back in the fight quickly enough. Tread wants to continue to hold this corner, but that Pharah spam is going to force him on the back foot. Backbone looking for this early blossom. He's swinging around, but SXJ has spotted him now. Backbone looking for the TP coming in. Farah's got his eyes on it. He wants it now. Goes for the PA Ajax from Jonowitz. Backbone gets it all on top of him. Gets caught in the downpour, but what's a little rain. Backbone's done it all, and good guys have blown their biggest chance yet.
That's a bull situation, I'm afraid, for Jonowitz. You don't come back from that one. That's real bad. Jonowitz is, yeah, first man, destined for the bull for today. Touch is necessary right now for good guys. Crocs gets the first tap, gets counter boot by Crispy, looks to be a little bit stuck up on the corner, goes to the slam. Suzu is good, another tap for Crocs. He's still quite healthy. Crispy gets booped quite deep inside, but again, Zodial. It's Tracer v Tracer now instead of Sojourn v Sojourn, and Zodial is still absolutely hard gapping Keo. No third touch for the good guys. At least Crocs didn't collect another win, but it's ugly, Xavier.
It's ugly. You know, when I told you beforehand, I was looking at those alternatives, to the Crocs hole, and I was like, you know what? The other ones just look more attractive, right? I get more doubles if I stay in the Crocs hole. But, oh my God, I don't like being in the hole, Max.
8 and 6, 5k, 3k. I mean, this is like a 0-point map at best, right? It's like a 10k total. This might be negative.
This actually has negative, like 6k damage is piss all.
Yeah, that's just atrocious. The season's over, mate.
Yeah,
we need a Reaper ban. We need a Zarya ban. Like
the good news is, because of your influence, Max, you've taken so many people down with you.
everyone is down.
Everyone.
In the Crocs hole right now. Like those people that bought Hawk and Vega in week 1 are just winning now.
Just winning.
You know? Like,
yeah.
like.
You know what?
Those people that have all those earners. Yeah,
you know what I was considering as
1.5.
well, the frothy Philly gambit as an alternative gambit.
Yeah.
And this is a classic. Fantasy regret moment. As soon as you see the games happening, the decisions you should have made become also obvious.
Yeah, I mean, it was like I was feeling physical pain last week when I was watching Violet, just giving it away, you know, like, oh. I mean, Zodiel's good for it, yeah, but what can you do about that? Like,
yeah, really impressive performance from Zodiel. All things.
I feel like there's lots that good guys could be targeting here, right? Like, they could ban Jamie off Reaper, they could ban Tread off Zarya, they could ban Zodiel off Sojin. Hi, big fan of the YouTube. Hello, it's June, by the way. Welcome.
All right, good news. It's not negative. Bad news is it's a 0.5. Yeah.
Put Sky back in. Hashtag sub in Sky. Get that trending. Gen.G's social media will get on the ground and, you know, rig the fantasy for me.
Glass 0.5 full. Thank you, Sky, for con. Fuck, why don't I have Philly? Why am I just in this Crocs hole?
What's the easiest tank to throw as? You can throw as any tank.
I feel like Winston's the easiest tank to throw as.
One jump, one die.
One jump, one die. It's just too easy. Oh, Doomfist actually. Oh, Doomfist you can actually get back faster as well, so you can really like turbo int.
I think Doom is easier to throw than Ball. Ball has too much health.
Yeah, Ball you can
Doom
actually you can troll for ages before you actually die.
You can be in like Flynn and out like Trout, except you can use both of your skills to get in, so then there's no way out. So it's really quick, you know? Doom has 2 mobility cooldowns.
Just
and
keep getting in.
Yeah. Isn't who I used to on Gen.G? No. Who I used disappeared.
He's gone missing.
Why aren't you co-streaming Minecraft live? That's an excellent question, Ennis. I'm hurting here. I'm hurting. Ante, how do you handle spicy food as a mullet wielder? Not badly. Like, not like amazing, but like not badly, I'd say.
Can I see if anyone had Kaneo or not? Not easily. Maybe Toby can. We need the eggs, Mercy. I have Jonte as my budget this week. Switch to him instead of Crocs. Oh, we up. Well, for now, Peachy. Wait until they play. Just need a Crocs reverse sweep and then him to beat TM in a hog mirror. I mean, you're right. That is what we need to happen. The feasibility, I think, is where it's feeling a bit scary.
Gen.G tweeting about their team when they're losing and never tweeting when they're winning. I mean, they tweeted like once. Like, I feel like you're making a mountain of a molehill here, you know? Like, one tweet doesn't constitute what you're trying to spin here. Like, you can't spin the spin doctor, okay? Like, I wasn't born yesterday.
How fucked am I as Crocs selling? Yeah, you're in mighty big company now. Alright, Zarya ban and then a Sim ban from Gen.G.
What's with the Simban from Gen.G?
I don't know. I feel like good guys have kind of never shown that look. You'd feel like maybe a Tracer ban would actually go harder for him or something.
No Preds this game.
Used it already?
My mods are volunteers, so you get Preds if you beg for them in the chat, I think, is the way that it usually works.
Yeah, no Tracer ban already. You feel like that would have been like, make it a bit more awkward for SXJ or something.
Yeah.
Can you play Sim against Diva? Oh, okay, yeah, maybe that's it then.
Krusty coaching theory. Does Krusty even coach this team anymore? Like, in all seriousness?
I think he's like a little, you know, he's like in charge of it, but I don't think he's like there all the time coach.
Like when you say like you're in charge and you leave me and I leave the computer, is that like the sort of in charge we're talking about here?
Yeah. I mean, Tread was saying he was working with him the other last week a bit, so I think he's like what's the word? He's the head coach, but not the main coach, is maybe the way to say it.
That'll for QY says, coaches as much as you coached SSG.
Like,
you mean like when I flew to Salt Lake City, Utah 3 times to live there on 3 separate occasions to coach the team? Is that what we're talking about right now, Battle for QY? Or do you mean like leaving the team mid-stage to go coach Marvel Rivals, sort of like coaching? Because it could be either, really. 54, 53, 52,
it just
51.
works. Fino's asking who the main coach is. Yaho, Y-A-H-O, who's the assistant coach by, I guess, title, but I think is actually doing a lot of the bulk of the work right now for Gen.G. Hog, again, for Crocs. Early hook is wide, though. And oh boy, do we need a few of these hooks to start connecting. Into the Diva, into the Reaper. It's a decent enough matchup, and Kyo's going to get the better of Zodial early on here, and we Amber Hook on top of it. Bit of life in good guys all of a sudden.
Harm Vinston says, cope. Come back in a week, Harm Vinston. That's okay, mate. It's alright, buddy. I'll see you in a week. Alright. Good guys now. First fight, easy. Nice little take a breather from Crocs. Good for points, that one there. And it's reverse sweep time, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, Crocs is so confident that he can reverse sweep that he's having a little dance.
Boundless confidence.
I mean, he's earned it. You know, he's hiding in case Jamie TP's top, I think is what's going on here. Like, he's hoping that the yeah, just so fucking good for it, I'm afraid. So that's going to be a pre-fight pick for Crocs. Immediately gets it done. Chasing forward now. He's got a hook available yet again. He doesn't even get these tags in, unfortunately. That's 2 kills that were not tagged up by Crocs, but wait,
shoot,
you need to tag that baby Diva, dude. Dude, turn around, tag the baby.
That'll do.
Okay,
Little bit of a dance to celebrate now, and Crocs is really, he's living life to its fullest right now. He is enjoying every moment, and that is going to be capped for good guys. And all of a sudden, the lack of Zarya feels like it's really opening the door for this Hog to get a lot done. Jamie's had a really hard time with a lot of these TPs, and it's going to be a significant beat advantage for Jonowich in this next fight as well.
Right. Dre3, thank you very much for the gift sub to Amartran. Thank you very much. Amartan? No, I don't know how to say his name. All I ever do is read it. So, that's going to be an opportunity for a flip here. Oh no, that's total fucking bullshit. There is 0 opportunity for a flip. I don't know what I'm watching. Canal gets taken quite low. Croc swings the corner. Hooks Tread in. Kitsune rush down on the objective for both teams. Jonowich, World of Pain, gets the beat off in the end. Though Crispy's 50% on his own beat. Tread is comically low. Does not yet have the bomb, but he might just be able to. Now the good guys have flipped around. But Gen.G, they get to swing back in with some ultis now.
Yeah, it's going to be Clock versus Clock, but obviously Tread has the Matrix to try and shut down Kyo, so it should be an easier Clock for Zodial as long as he doesn't get hooked. He's gotten hooked, he's dead! Croc's all over it again, and now Kyo's overclock is relatively free. Tread is going to drop the bomb going in for this one. Might be a bit of a hard... I think he can get back into bed. Goes for the kill. They've stolen the cart, actually, as well. Crocs has got it right back. Goes for the hook on the Reaper again. And they're going to move that all the way back round, start gaining a few more meters again, good guys.
Oh, nice heals, Crocs. Nice heals. W vapes. All right, Crocs swinging again, looking for more. Goes to the hook up top, hooks the shit out of that wall. Can we get some W vapes, Crocs? Come on. Yeah,
that's a W vapes.
Now we're cooking. That's the ticket.
Clears him off this side now. Backbone avoids that one. Honestly, Crocs is getting a little bit loose with these hooks, and Zodial's overclock is going to immediately respond, gets that kill, and now can just burst through the Hog on point. They will get the retake, but 102 meters down. A trade onto Crispy won't be the most consequential, as now Gen.G can look to go get maybe over 2 meters in this. They've got beat advantage as well to work with.
Yeah, beat advantage could be massive here. Unless, of course, Crocs can make some more magic happen. Get another hook going. Maybe an Ajax hook. That'd be a treat. Everybody's swinging up top except for SXJ, who's going down below so that he can get a different angle. High ground fully controlled by the good guys, but the card has already flipped away from them, so they're not going to be able to do much from this back high ground. Crocs walking forward now towards the payload a little bit. Crispy up at the top ropes for this beat.
God.
Feels like a piss take, but he does get an insane boop on a Keo. 1-for-1 trades as X will trade Zodial. Crispy looking to be counter-booped by Jonowich, but it's not going to happen, and Crocs has fallen. So Crispy, absolute hell at a cell gameplay right now. He's just running all over the place, but nobody catches him. And Gen.G, they steal this one for free.
Yeah, it's a nice little setup play there. You see Crispy goes around the left-hand side as Zodial takes the angle on the opposite side. Crispy boops someone out of position, and then it's a nice, easy shot for Zodial with that fully charged rail. And that means they get to win the fight for free, and now they have double support all ready to go, Gen.G. Jonowich still needs 20% for this beat. Obviously, now it's Jonowich, I think, lapping Crispy and beat now as well. But they still have the advantage for all intents and purposes, Gen.G, as they threaten this checkpoint as well. A few more meters, nothing out in main as well. Tread might just get the cap for free here. That's bad for good guys.
Oh god, good guys. I mean, the problem with this Roadhog in these low ground positions, they can't do much. Kitsune rush on the corner now, and Crocs is getting overwhelmed. He goes down instantly. Up on the high ground, no trades. Good guys, they're just not fucking ulting. They've had this rush. They've been trying to charge the beat, and they're just giving all the meterage in the world.
Yeah, we're suddenly getting to 1 fight for lead territory for Gen.G, and they still have nearly 4 ults again, so good guys short. They have the support ult advantage now, and this is a clear opportunity in theory, and they do get an early hook onto Tread. They'll force a little bit of Matrix out, but they need to get their feet on cart.
It's already a lead fight.
Yeah, it's going to be a fight for the lead. Swinging around the corner now. Zodial's back in main with the team. There's a Tracer behind, getting a bit of an early touch here. Recall has been forced out as Zodial looks for that. Kitsune rush all over Tread. Bomb has been forced. Whole Hog there as well. Overclock coming back. Zodial finds one onto Eggs. The Whole Hog can't connect with anything. Zodial's got 2. Crocs now swinging around behind, looking for a late trade, looking for something, but he might only be staggering himself. He is. And that's going to be lead going right back to Gen.G.
I mean, these backliners are just taking the piss for good guys. Where is the beat? Where is the overclock? Zodial clocks in main, and they just stand in main and fucking tank it. Why don't they match? What are they doing? What are we saving the ultimates for? It's an absolute piss take. Now, good guys absolutely pushed to the wire. Crispy's still got beat. Beat comes out for Crispy. Better beat opportunity for Jonowich. Kio's overclocking right now, waiting for the kills to show up in the kill feed, but it feels like a slow burn. Bacchus can now TP on if need be, go for the spin. Crocs is already under a lot of pressure. He's taken heaps of damage. SXJ trying to contest backline inside. TP behind. Spin comes out. Kio has fallen. Jonowich has fallen. The same backliners that keep going down in these crucial moments die again. And good guys now, from a 102-meter lead, they might just be getting full capped here on Esperanza.
Avril Fury was dead in the water, but it's going to be dead again. Crocs with a hook out does get a kill, but they don't get the touch, and that's just Gen.G easily in the end there. 102-meter deficit, no problem. We'll walk it right back there. And similar to maybe some of these other fights as well, we talk about like the defense maybe on the Icon World as well. And just mismanagement of fights, right? Mismanagement, cheap fights to give away, and good guys, they just give it away in the end.
I mean, they take one fight up top where they flip around the opposite side of card and get the card stolen away from them in main. Then they take another fight where they don't touch the checkpoint. They don't make the enemy team use a single ultimate to concede check. They let the card swing around the corner. One ult comes out. They just die to it without matching. Next fight, more ults. Again, don't match. Like, outrageous. Look at the elims for the backline of Gen.G. 6 elims for Crispy, 5 elims for Canale. Doesn't feel like, you know, they've walked over, but they full cap this map. Like,
yeah.
Such outrageous mismanagement of the objective and of the ults from good guys to wind up in this position.
Fight
like,
from that point, you know, like they actually just won like 5 fights in a row, and that's just the map over.
Insane.
Wait, did Crocs have more healing than damage there? Cheers, that's a W Vapes moment. Yeah. Oh, fuck, I've been spun. You spun it so well, you spun yourself.
I mean, I've spun myself out of the fantasy leaderboard is what I've done.
Oh,
mate.
yeah, we're so spun.
This is fucked. Like, this was meant to be a winnable one, you know? Like, this is meant to be a 1-1 week. And I mean, maybe he didn't go negative on that map. Maybe he's edged out an 0.5 or something, but like, it's cooked, mate. Like, everyone is spun out of the leaderboard. Not you though, right, Tony? You're an early Hawk adopter, I think.
The Spin Doctor has a fake medical degree. Unfortunately, the problem is the Spin Doctor was able to spin himself into a degree.
Ken Hailgap, still going to be a 1-1 week trust? Who the fuck am I trusting?
Is Nevermind going to be removed from Fantasy? Yeah, so I guess to give everyone, like, the skinny. I think people still say skinny. To give everyone the skinny, Nevermind has been banned from Overwatch for being not very nice in in-game chat. And as such, if you are banned in Overwatch, you're not allowed to compete in OWCS. So, not allowed to be in OWCS. As such, Extinction have now signed another player, as they are... it's enforced by the rules that they need a 6th player, so they can sign a currently unsigned player. Sniper is going to be that player, who you might know from Calling All Heroes. So yeah, Extinction have just tweeted about it to make it official. We'll put an article up on OWTV soon with like a sort of rundown of the details and a bit of a statement from Extinction. But that's like the long and the short of it. How that affects Fantasy is... I need to speak to Toby in terms of what's easier. Do we just leave Nevermind there and it's just like, if you pick a player who's banned, then that's a silly thing to do. But we'll get Sniper added for next week at the very least. And then we'll figure out the best thing to do with Nevermind.
What are we going to do with you, Nevermind?
Also, just been sent this screenshot from the first round as well, from the Gen.G game. Where...
Is it the chat?
No, it's not the chat. This is for when Gen.G win the first round, where Crispy has managed to go 1 a limb, 1 death. In a round they win. You know, it can happen.
Let me have a look at this.
What more could you ask for?
Is it just a scoreboard photo?
Yeah.
1 and 1 for Crispy, but the one that he got was a kill on.
That was the
Theo
Essex.
in the 2v2.
Was it the SXJ
Yeah,
one?
the SXJ.
Or was it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
It might have been the most important one in the whole round.
Yeah, and
That
Gen.G,
was an
I mean,
incredibly
they should be pretty
important kill,
comfortable from
so-
a relegation perspective, but
Wait. Did you hit Jake for a second? That time I'm not crazy,
Yeah,
right? That was Jake for a
They
second.
thought that Jake was an interview subject, so yeah, happens.
Does this now mean my week of fantasy depends on good guys who we've just watched struggle big time, beating Twisted Minds?
I mean, ultimately, my whole theory with Crocs, like start to finish, was that the guy was gonna like mitigate cost, but because because he was gonna get pumped by Twisted, but like there's no mitigation taking place getting 3-0 by Gen.G. You know what I mean? Like that's just fucked. Like
Yeah.
now it's a case of like shit. Like if he's gonna go negative, like
because I imagine part of your theory as well, like from how I understood it as well, is like the Alcacia one, you might have to tank barely anything, but you'll at least get a good week 4 score to sort of balance out that a little bit, you know?
yeah, because like who do they play tomorrow? Tomorrow they play Twisted.
Minds,
Next week they play Alcacia. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't know, like am I going to use an additional trade on this guy? Like,
Lot to be said about the
I'm
team.
starting to consider I maybe have to go like a triple transfer. I need to like stuff
Yeah, I
needs to
mean-
happen, you know? Like
the problem is I can't like triple into a double player. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's like
In the
it's
tank level.
the worst type of double. I'm gonna grab a drink while we listen to Treddy.
thank you so much,
What was
QQ.
the focus
Thanks for the
on
7
in
months.
the
Welcome
series
back.
for you guys? What was the preparation like?
From what we know, that team is somewhat weak when it comes to tank hero pool. They play 2 tanks, and I feel like since the hazard nerf, both their tanks are quite bad on pretty much every map but Escort, where you can get away with the hog sometimes. So we thought if we just shoot Crocs,
Hi, Ismay.
he usually just dies, and it was kind of happened every single map.
yeah, just putting a lot of focus fire there. And I mean, in fairness, those picks are super vulnerable, right, to being targeted. I feel like you guys played also with just a lot more confidence today. Maybe it was coming in with that game plan, but you know, we also see Canale back in the lineup. Maybe Crispy and Canale have played together for a long time, more comfort there. What was it like, I guess, to differentiate between some of the past weeks and this week in terms of you guys playing with that more confidence? Like, what was that feeling there for you guys in terms of the communication?
I mean, for like the last few weeks, we didn't really, I'm not gonna say we don't know what to play, but it's more, we weren't comfortable in anything we play. We never had good results. But since like Wednesday or so, our scrims have gone like a lot better now. We've got Backman on Reaper, we've got the Sojourn, and then we've got the Zarya.
Yeah, I think we could definitely see that in the gameplay as well. Like the compositions were there, but also the fight planning was there, and I think you like had some really good engagements throughout the series. So you got a nice little win here today. You got a tough couple of matches coming up against Twisted Minds and Alcatia. What is kind of like your mindset going into those two matches?
I mean, if we win one of them, of course it's really nice, but it's gonna be hard for us to make the top 4 now. So it's more focusing on the playoffs and seeing what we can get out of both those matches and the scrims in the next 2 weeks.
Right on. Well, we're excited to see where you guys are taking us in those next 2 series. Fred, thank you so much for taking the time for a quick chat. And again, congratulations.
Thank you.
Hello, Crispy. Couldn't you have
Great to
lost that
hear
one?
from
Couldn't you have at
Shred.
least gone to more than
I
3?
can't recall if
My
it-
fantasy needed this so bad. 100-meter comeback on Esperanza. Like, don't even fucking start with me, dude. Don't even fucking start with me. The entire good guys backline needs to go in the ball. Like, what more can I do for you? I almost finished Arc Attack with 0 elims. Dude, look at this. They've had Kitsune Rush from before they even conceded the checkpoint. They give the checkpoint for free. They let you push around the corner. You swing the corner with an ult. They still don't use a fucking ult. You guys have like 90 meters from 40 and they still haven't ulted. Cried. Unfortunately, I'm crying. Oh, fuck.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Who was the guy that said Jonowich was the hidden gamble? I mean, for that beat on fucking Arkham World, like, yeah. Han Binston, thank you for the gift sub to Crispy. Welcome, Crispy. Are you there,
Congrats,
Crispy? Can you
Crispy.
hear me? Tell me when you can hear me, Crispy. He said thanks for the gift sub. Has he refreshed his page to get rid of the ads? Did Crocs get shit on? Oh, he got shit on, yeah. And for some reason, the Face It TV bot thinks that it can advertise in my channel. So I'm banning the Face It TV bot from my... one sec. Unmod. What's the fucking username for this account?
You not just
Face It.
deactivate the extension or something?
It's
I guess
not an
both work.
extension, I don't think.
Oh,
so
is
I
it?
am banning that from my channel. Cheers. Right. Where were we? Yeah, so here you can see they have Kitsune Rush. And you have not capped checkpoint yet. Now, let's skip forward to when you swing the corner and push with Kitsune Rush. They just don't match. They just lose with Kitsune Rush at 50 meters. Then we go all the way to the next fight. They have beat, clock, and rush. They use rush. You take the mech. They use bomb, use clock. 1 backliner dead. 2 backliners dead. Just swinging the overclock. Just swinging the overclock with ult. Can't take it serious. Just fall over and die with every ultimate to win the game. Can't take it serious. Didn't even see this? I mean, they had the carry ult from before you even got check. And then by the time you're using OC, they have OC, beat, and rush. And they only use the rush. It's so fucked. It's so fucked. We did that total life through. Thanks for the 4 months. Welcome back.
The match is about to start.
But yeah,
Sorry,
this
Blake.
is hopeless. This is absolutely hopeless. Why not beat there? I mean, he didn't beat at the start because he got shot. He was in the open when it came out. You see, he gets hit initially. But like,
Okay, guys.
why Keo is just swinging for it? Like that's, you know,
I'm dead.
he doesn't have rail. Just swinging for it. Just feels like maybe, you know, if we're not gonna ult, maybe it's a kite situation. But this is this is an egregious one.
Yep.
Let's try something new.
Either way, fantasy's in fucking shambles. Why'd you think Crocs would be the GOAT pick? I just needed a cheap tank. I went in on Rhino, and Rhino stopped getting playtime. Rhino stopped getting playtime, and my tank was cheap. I should have distributed my costs better and taken Hawk Vega early on, because main supports throughout the stage have been priced up and up and up. Main supports at the beginning were just like super undervalued. So I should have taken Vega because he was super undervalued and kept him forever, and I should have taken Hawk because he was super undervalued. Hawk was like 21 or something.
Actually, Chris
like
theory on that one.
Yeah. Hunter, do you support the raising rent for single mothers campaign? Yeah. In fact, double it. Whatever your raise was proposed to be, double it. Palm Freak says, why do you do this to yourself? It's my job. Do you pay rent, Palm Freak? Double it and give it to the same single mother. Simple and Faster need to carry me this weekend. I mean, I'm a little worried that we're actually going to see an insane performance come out from VP. You know, like I've heard VP are really good in this meta.
I'm a VP believer.
Yeah, I think my points might be fucking cooked, to be honest. Hey, Malaki. Is that a Kasaurus smile? What is that? It'll be a dogfight. I mean, a dogfight's good for my points, as long as Faster doesn't get picked a lot. It's the last game of EMEA too, so they're edging us for it.